Hello, everyone. If you could, at least someone, whoever is hanging out there, the 11 of you that are here already, if somebody could drop a comment, let us know that you can see us, you can hear us, that everything is a-okay. Always like to confirm that before we just start rambling away. Nobody's listening or hearing.
On your computer.
I do have it up here, but as you can see, yeah, it's not appeared on my screen just yet. So I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Can we see the cat? One of the cats
you want me
is
to
go get Brownie. That's fine. You can go get Brownie. I am on my computer here. Let me just make sure that the video quality is coming across okay. All right. Perfect.
It's alright, Brownie. I want to see you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting us know that you can hear us. This is Brownie, if you have not yet met Brownie. Hello, Aoife, Michelle, Melanie, Monica, Jeremy, Jodama, Anne, Martha. Good to see all of you. Some of you tuning in from Australia. Lisa tuning in from Oregon. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you for as little time as you can spend with us here today. I know you can't spend a whole lot of time. Leanne, Monique, David, hello. Good to see all of you. Manic Animations, Sergio, Jennifer, Casey, Travis.
What time is it in Australia right now?
Lots and lots of folks chiming in. So thank you all for being here and hanging out. Yes, I can say your name, Afzal. Or say hi, Afzal. Hi, Afzal. And hello to Victoria as well. Sarah, Gigi, so many more. Hello.
Oh, lots of people.
It's 11 a.m. 11 a.m. in Australia. That's I'm gonna say what 7 hours back. 7 hours back. All right. Well, a little bit later on, we're going to open up this box
and
here.
We'll bring the kids in for that.
We'll bring the kids in to open up the box.
They're outside right now, in case you're wondering where they are. And I'm shocked that
yeah, somebody actually just asked, Jodama just asked, where's James? James and Benjamin, they're outside playing at the moment.
Hey.
If they come in, Amy will have to disappear to go, solve whatever brother drama is going on.
We get a lot of brother drama.
We do get a lot of brother drama.
It's like, let us know if you have multiple kids. Do you get a lot of drama in the house? Because I feel like we have lots of drama. What, Brownie?
So,
okay.
So if you hear the door open and then you hear a mommy, then she'll have to go.
And no, that's Brownie, not Mia. Mia is, I don't know, probably sitting on top of the freezer in the garage. Because that's where she's been hanging out. Every time I've gone to go get something out of the deep freezer, she's laying on top of it, and I have to kick her off.
We have our first question, Jennifer Gonzalez. I am trying to go to Disneyland for Halloween time, but I'm a single mom, and we live kind of far, so I'm going to have to do a weekend. What's the best way to save money? Well, we have that one video all on money saving tips, but I'm trying to think of one single
if
good.
You have to do a weekend. That makes it a little bit harder because one of our saving tips is not to go on a weekend.
Weekends are going to be more expensive just by nature. Avoid a park hopper. I guess it's not necessary especially if you're going to do 2 days. Do one park per day. Also, if you don't plan to go to Oogie Boogie.
You can't. They're sold out.
Oh, okay. Then, unless she already bought tickets.
Yeah.
But go to DCA on the Saturday. That way, if you're not going to Oogie Boogie, that way you have until 10 p.m. in that park. Otherwise, you're going to get kicked out at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So that's something to think about. Hello, Disneyland question from Carrie. Now that Critter Country Path to Galaxies... Oh, I was supposed to go over and check that yesterday.
Yeah,
I totally forgot to go over there and even look. I didn't even walk over that way. Do you know how bad the bottleneck issues are around other paths in and out of Galaxy's Edge?
I didn't notice any bottleneck next to Big Thunder.
We didn't go into Galaxy's Edge yesterday.
But the walk around would be next to Big Thunder, and I didn't notice it.
It was no more crowded than normal.
Yeah.
And that's not saying a whole lot because it's a really congested spot to begin with, but it didn't feel any worse than normal. Granted,
But I think a lot of people are just avoiding that side of the park.
yeah. Well,
Mommy, I'm getting my flip-flops.
there's the first one.
We're getting our
You
flip-flops on
heard the mommy.
Did
And
you stop the video?
now the video's
The
still
video's
going
still
on.
going,
Okay,
so
we
go
can't
back
just
outside.
can't just stop it.
Hi!
Yeah, James is saying you'll be able to join in when we open the box in a couple of minutes.
I mean, it depends. The only way you would need to go past Big Thunder is if you happen to be over there for Pirates or Tom Sawyer Island. Otherwise, you're not even going to, or Indiana Jones maybe. But otherwise, you're not going to be coming from that way. Now, I did feel like Fantasyland, that little area, that strip was pretty
That's
congested.
always
But
nice.
that's always congested too. So, I mean, yeah, I didn't necessarily
Just
see those.
just to comment, guys. Lots of questions coming in, and there are so many that we're not going to be able to answer all of them. If your question is important, you really want to get it answered, you can comment it multiple times, like, you know, in a couple of minutes. If we haven't answered it, you can comment it again, that sort of thing. Otherwise, the comments are just getting pushed off the screen. So I'm gonna answer one that I can see, and then by the time we're finishing answering that one, all the previous questions are going to be gone, and we're just going to be answering the next one we can see. It's just kind of the way that it's going to have to work. Are Amy and the kids going to Oogie Boogie this year? No. It's just, so here's our opinion on Oogie Boogie personally. I like the event, but it's too expensive for Walmart candy.
Yeah.
That's just, it's essentially what it comes down to. The whole point, at least for me, the whole benefit of it is the Walmart candy.
I mean, maybe eventually. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think if we were to pay for an after-hours event for all of us, I would want to go... I would want to save up and do one at Disney World. Because we don't get to go out there very often, and we would actually take advantage of the short, ride times out there. So...
We would probably spend more of the after-hours event riding rides rather than doing the things you're supposed to do in the after-hours
Yeah,
event.
well, some of them out there are meant for
Yeah.
just riding rides type of thing. So that's why I think if I was to spend, $150, $160 per person for something, I'd rather spend it for something out there.
Yep. Hi Barry. Hi Bobby. Good to see you.
And somebody asked about blue milk. He likes it. I hate it.
Do you like blue milk? I'm team blue milk all the way. Somebody else also asked, have we tried the skewers from Bengal Barbecue? Love Bengal
Yes.
Barbecue. One of our favorite places to eat at Disneyland. David asks, is it worth going to Disneyland next month when Space Mountain is closed? So we still don't know a whole lot about the Space Mountain closure just yet. I think that the rumor is it'll be about a month. Nobody really knows exactly why. I don't usually say anything until I see it on the calendar, like for a good long chunk. And I know it only just appeared maybe like a week and a half ago. So when we do our construction update for August, we'll definitely know more information about the Space Mountain closure. That video comes out at the end of July. So I'm going to hold any comments or thoughts I have on the Space Mountain
Someone's still
closure.
wondering if it's worth
Really,
going.
I know until then, but what I mean is if it's only going to be for like, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
maybe, you
wait.
can, maybe you wait. It's hard to answer that question right now. That's just my point. Because if it ends up being longer than a month, say it ends up being 2 months, well then you have to answer the question of, well, should I go now because it's more convenient for me to go and just miss out on Space Mountain, or completely scrap and like reschedule for later? But the bottom line is that something's always going to be closed. It's just the nature of Disneyland. So you really need to ask yourself if what is currently closed is a deal breaker for you. That's probably the bottom line. But we'll have more information on the Space Mountain closure at the end of the month when we do our update. Mannix says they saw you at Albertsons the other day.
You should have said hi.
We have had people say hello to
Yeah.
us in the grocery store or at Target or
Very
Albertsons
random
or wherever.
places
So,
sometimes.
absolutely feel free to say hi. Chris Williams says, how is the virtual queue going to work with Haunted Mansion? Will they give you a time to come back like a FastPass? So basically how that's going to work is any previous virtual queue system that they've
boarding
had.
group.
Yeah, with boarding groups. They're going to have 2 drops throughout the day. They'll have a drop at 7 a.m. and then they'll have another drop at either 1 or 2 p.m.
7 a.m. Will it be 7 a.m.?
It's always
Oh,
7
it'll be
a.m.
it.
First drop is at 7 a.m. Second drop is at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. That's only World of Color does noon.
Yeah, but I thought they were doing them both. Yeah,
Well,
we'll see.
we'll have to wait and see exactly when the second drop will be. But essentially, if you don't get a boarding group at 7 a.m., you have another shot to get it later on in the day. The 7 a.m. one, anyone can try to get. You don't have to be in the park because, you know, it's before the park opens. But the afternoon one, I'm pretty sure you already have to be scanned into a park. Doesn't have to be Disneyland. It could be DCA.
Unless you don't have a park hopper.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you have to be scanned into a park in order to attempt the second drop.
And then essentially it'll be like Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's when they first open. If you get a boarding group, it'll say you got this number boarding group.
Boarding group 55.
And honestly, you can't really know what time you're going to get called because it all depends on factors like, is the ride running completely and smoothly or did it break down at some point? We've had times where we've been a boarding group and we've been somewhat able to estimate, you know, like they'll give you an estimated time on what time you think it'll be. But we've had times where that's been off by an hour or two or more just because the ride's broken down.
Keep an eye on it. If you get a boarding group, just keep an eye on it in the app. It'll constantly update the estimated time.
And it will send you a notification.
Yeah. You'll get a notification when your boarding group is called. You'll have an hour to get back there. So, and if here's the thing, take a screenshot once it says your boarding group is ready. Because say, for instance, you happen to be in line for Matterhorn. It was a 75-minute wait yesterday. You're in line for Matterhorn, and you've already been waiting 10, 15 minutes. You don't want to abandon the line, and you only have an hour to go. You may be 5 to 10 minutes late to Haunted Mansion, but that's okay. If you have the screenshot, they'll let you in. So.
Or if you have a dining reservation.
Well, yeah, dining. That's another one.
We've had that happen before, where our boarding group has literally been called right when we've had a reservation for a meal, and it's like,
What's a good time to pick a spot for Fantasmic? About an hour before.
Earlier now?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
I mean, treat it like fireworks.
I have heard
or parade.
that the second showing's less crowded
than
the first.
The second,
because most people go home.
You could just walk up to the second showing. You don't even need to find a spot. The one time that I walked by for the second showing, there was no line. We got a super chat from Rebecca. Thank you so much. Says oh yeah, Jeremy. Jeremy's met us like 5 times. Yeah, I remember Jeremy. Yeah, we've definitely. I think last time we saw him was in the parking garage.
Well, that's what he said.
Oh.
You parked next.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Jeremy's good fun to run into. It's like I got to start looking out for Jeremy now. It's like maybe we can say hi to him first before he says hi to us. That'd be fun. Let's see here.
You have a Disney World question.
Disney World question?
Right above. What part should I do first for Disney World?
Where?
If staying right above the super chat.
Right above the super chat?
Yeah.
What park? Okay, yeah. What park should I do for Disney World in staying for 4 days?
What part should you do first? Honestly, it depends on the day of the week. We generally try to avoid Magic Kingdom on weekends.
Yep.
This last trip, you'll notice we did it on a weekend, but that's because we didn't have a choice. Because of just where his mom flying out and stuff, it made it where we had to do it on a weekend.
Yeah.
But we honestly noticed it was a lot busier going on that Saturday than when we went on the Thursday the week after.
If, let's just say hypothetically, it's Friday through Monday. Okay, because that's...
she said it's a Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
So,
okay.
Honestly, you could start with anything on a Tuesday. Like...
Okay, so starting on a Tuesday, yeah, you could do anything. You could do anything with that day.
Yeah.
I would probably pick Hollywood Studios because it's my least favorite park of the 4 parks. So I don't mind, like, not necessarily getting it over with, but I like to look forward to my parks I'm looking forward to. And Hollywood Studios is also another one of those ones you really want to do on a weekday. If I were to do it, this is how I would do it. Hollywood Studios on Tuesday, I would probably go to Epcot I would probably go to Epcot on Wednesday, and Magic Kingdom on Thursday, and Animal Kingdom on Friday.
Animal Kingdom's going to be the least busy out of all of them anyway.
That's probably how I would arrange it, just if you're asking me. Have we ever done a Disney cruise? No. We would like to.
We keep looking at even any cruise.
Yeah, we'll go on any cruise at the moment.
Because I was pricing some out the other week. Because I was like, oh, can we, manage to squeeze one in this year? And it's like, no, not quite. Hopefully by next year we'll be that much a little bit bigger enough that, our goal is, by maybe next year to be able to, like, squeeze in something in the fall as, like, a little second trip. But, yeah, cruises are not quite going to be yet. Alani, yes, we went.
Before we talk about Alani, I have 3 different people all asking Genie Plus questions.
Oh.
So good time to talk about Genie Plus. Is Genie Plus going away? Is the first one. No, it's not going away. It's just changing its name. Are we going to have a video on the changes? Yes, we are going to put out a brand new video. We're going on July 25th. The change is effective July 24th. The 25th just the first time we can get up there afterwards. We'll have a video out on Friday, July 26th. It's just going to be a challenge video. Our goal is to go and see if we can ride all the rides it's not going to be called Genie Plus. It's going to be called Lightning Lane Multipass. I know it's a mouthful. We're going to see if we can ride all the rides on Lightning Lane Multipass in a single day for both parks. We came very, very close in the past. We're going to attempt it again. Along the way, we'll be sharing tips and our thoughts and if there's anything different. I don't think there is.
Did we attempt it for both parks before?
Mm-hmm. 2 years ago. It's been a while. It's a mouthful, though. Maybe people will start calling it LLMP. I don't know.
Why can't they just keep with Genie Plus? Why change the name?
That's our thoughts. You wanted to know our thoughts and our opinions? I think that they're...
My favorite thoughts are keep on...
I think that they're overcomplicating an already complicated and confusing process for most people.
Why didn't they just go back to calling it FastPass Plus?
Because just the same reason why they had to what was it, sunset or whatever it's called, the dream key, because the wording, they can't reuse the same wording
so
because
annoying.
of lawsuits or things
So
that
annoying.
appear. I don't know.
Anyway, for Disneyland, nothing's changing, essentially, is the short of it.
It's just the name.
Disney World, things are going back to how they used to be, where you could reserve 3 rides or 3 things. There's the tier system again.
So, I had a conversation with someone via comments yesterday, and I'll just reiterate all of that, because they wanted to know my thoughts on the Walt Disney World side of it. This isn't new. The book your 3 lightning lanes beforehand, that's the old FastPass Plus system. It's something that existed for maybe about 5 or 6 years, right before COVID, and then COVID hit and they got rid of it. When the Genie Plus started, the book your first 3 lightning lanes before your trip disappeared and did not come back. Now they're bringing it back. It's a little bit different than last time. Last time you did it 30 days before your trip. Now it's like 3 days before your trip.
7.
3 to 7 depending on like the scenario, I think.
I thought if you were staying in a resort, 7.
But I think it's 3 if you're not. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
okay.
There's a different scenarios that go along with that. But the biggest kerfuffle is that I've heard that international guests can't use this until they are physically in the States. And that that's something that they're going to have to, like, fix. My guess is the reason why that policy is in place is it has something to do with, like, international things with the App Store and whatnot. I have no idea. I honestly don't know the reason. I just have heard that international guests can't book their lightning lanes until they're physically in the States. And that's a huge bummer. A huge bummer.
Someone asked, best restaurant at Magic Kingdom. None of them.
None of them. Ohana, outside of Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, if you're gonna eat in Magic Kingdom, leave the park and eat at one of the hotels on the monorail loop. Like, honestly, just do it. Quick service or sit down. Magic Kingdom, in our opinion, has, like, the worst food out of all the parks. If you have to eat in the park, Columbia Harbor House is a good quick service. Skipper Canteen is a decent table service, but we honestly recommend just hopping on that monorail, leaving the park. It does not take very long, and eating outside the park.
Going back to Genie Plus real quick, someone says, what if we already bought Genie Plus for November? You'll still have it. It's just going to have the new name. It's not like, it's not going away or anything. So you'll still have it, and it'll be a seamless thing. It won't be any problem just because they changed the name. Also, somebody asked, Amy, what's your favorite snack at Disneyland that you recommend?
Oh, there's too many. We really like the garlic, cheesy garlic bread. Pretzel bread from Maurice's. It honestly depends on the time of the year, though, for me. If cheap snack, honestly, Disneyland popcorn. I don't know what they do with it, but Disneyland popcorn is amazing. In the summer, we really enjoy getting Dole Whips. We had one the other day, and it's just that perfect little bit of refreshing without feeling like you're going to feel overloaded with sugar and bloated the rest of the day.
I'm not going to spoil it. I was going to say something, but it'd be a spoil for tomorrow's video. I'm just going to leave it at that and let you look forward to tomorrow's video. You don't even know what it's about. I'm not even going to say what it's about because even that would be a spoiler for the thought. But I have a new favorite snack. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh,
I have a new favorite snack.
To get.
It's not hard to get. It just requires a reservation. But I have a new favorite snack at Disneyland. And that's all I'm going to say.
Tomorrow's video?
Yeah, it'll be in tomorrow's video.
I thought that was on a separate video.
No, that's going to be it is. That's for tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so the vlog's not till
Are mint juleps alcoholic? I don't know. The regular ones aren't.
No.
I don't know if you can get them with alcohol.
I think can you in like Blue Bayou?
I'm not sure, but
the regular one's
the regular one's not alcoholic.
I don't like it. I think it tastes like mouthwash.
Will Magic Keys go back on sale in 2024? If they do, it'd be next month. August is when they initially rolled out Magic Keys to begin with, and every single year in August, there's big turnover. Anybody who doesn't renew, they're like, so if they don't renew, then there's some that are available. And if the number of Magic Key holders drops below a certain amount, they might open it back up again for new people to purchase. So if it's going to happen, it'll probably happen in August, but don't quote me on that.
Someone asked favorite shaved ice in Hawaii. What was the place we went to?
Waiola, right?
Yeah.
Waiola shaved ice.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little hole in the wall
So good,
in Waikiki. But
and to answer somebody's question about Aulani way back when, yes, we have all our videos and a playlist on our channel for Aulani.
Yeah. Waiola's shave ice had a little sign saying it was like featured in Hawaii 5-0 or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember that episode. I watched all of the Hawaii 5-0 episodes, but it was really good. Do you Dice Challenge? Yes. Jasmine saying a recommendation for like a video. Somebody did recommend a
spin the wheel.
Like a spin the wheel randomizer sort of thing. So I'm probably going to put all the rides in one of those wheels on just like a website and push the button and whatever it picks, it picks. That's a fun idea.
You could do other things besides rides. Like,
well, yeah, put food on there too. They said food.
Yeah, like if you have ideas for that, like on what you want to see on the wheel, maybe we'll put a poll up for that soon.
Yeah, Golden Horseshoe chicken tenders. Do I feel the DAS pass changes have had any effects on lines? It went off the screen. Where'd it go? Have you seen anyone being brought to their party once they reach the front of the line? Is that not annoying to others in line?
I haven't noticed anything.
I haven't noticed anything. I mean, if anything, somebody said they felt like there were fewer ECVs in the park because of it. Maybe that means because if people can't get the DAS pass, they're choosing not to come at all. But I don't know if that's related to that. I have noticed that I feel like there are fewer people coming through, like on the standby rides. The standby rides don't have a lightning lane. So they have to come in through a special entrance, and I feel like I've noticed fewer people coming in through those special entrances. But on the rides with lightning lanes, DAS goes through the lightning lane, and it'd be impossible to tell the difference between a lightning lane or a DAS. So to answer the question, have we noticed a dramatic difference? Not really. And have I seen anybody being walked in? Not really either. Except for on Indiana Jones yesterday, we did see a party of about 6 walk up the handicap wheelchair ramp, and then when they got to the main room with the pull the rope and the guy screams in the well, or used to, I don't think it does it anymore.
Yeah.
It still does
Yeah.
it? That there was a meetup there. They opened up the rope and just let them join the regular line. And then when they got to where you would go up the steps, they talked to a cast member,
And they went up the elevator.
they went up the elevator. But that was the only thing that I really have noticed. And nobody had a wheelchair in that group, but more than likely one of the people in their party couldn't do stairs.
Yeah, well, I heard the cast member tell them, when you get up there, tell the other cast member you can't do stairs.
Yeah.
So it was something along the lines of that.
Something
but
like that.
I mean, I don't even know if that was a DAS thing or if.
I have no idea
Yeah.
either. It could have just been the standard wheelchair system. But I don't know. I don't know. Inside Outland coming to DCA just announced.
Not seen that.
I haven't seen it either, but I'm not the first person to hear news.
Mommy, I'm thirsty.
I usually have to do a lot of research before I put those once a month videos for you guys together. I have to do a lot of research. I'm not on Instagram. I don't really do Facebook. So Amy, if you talk to anybody on Instagram, it's Amy, not me. But we don't even really post on Instagram all that much.
There's some like experiences that it says are coming, but I know because I know like they have an anger meet and greet now and stuff. But in terms of a land, the only thing I see is that Inside the Magic, which is like rumor mill like 101, they have a thing saying, oh well, there'd be a new land because of the success of the movie. But I don't think anything's been confirmed. But we'll keep an eye on that and let you know.
Chris asks, what do you think the crowd size will be like for Labor Day weekend, given all the ride closures? It's a holiday weekend. It's still going to be busy.
And it's Halloween season, too.
Oh, yeah.
Busy.
Halloween, with Oogie Boogie going on, especially with Oogie Boogie going on.
I mean, honestly, like, we'll probably say this in Friday's video, I think, but we're honestly finding that summer, like, despite people avoiding summer is really a decent time to go because it was not bad crowd-wise when we went yesterday.
Somebody has asked a couple of times if we've ever done Space 220. We have once. We did the lounge.
We did the lounge.
Not the actual, like, full sit-down area. We did the lounge once, and we enjoyed it. We had a great time there. We liked that a lot. Thank you, Jasmine, for the super chat. Greatly appreciate that. Hey Jeff, good to see you. Everything is going well with us, and the birthday boy James is outside. We're gonna pull him in. Actually, it's about 6:30, so it's probably
give him a few more minutes.
Give him a few more minutes,
Yeah,
then
I think
we'll
they're
open the box. We have for those of you who were not here at the beginning, we have a box to open up, and it's for the whole family, for the kids as well. So we're gonna be opening that very shortly, and we'll see what's inside together because I don't know what's inside. Do you think Disneyland attendance will drop like Disney World, or is local pass holders always going to keep it busy? Actually, I don't know if you mean like right now, because half of the annual pass holders are blocked out right now.
It's kind of glorious.
Hey, it's wonderful. We were there yesterday, and I felt like you'll have to see on I think it's
Friday?
No, not Friday.
Next
Like
Monday?
Monday's video will be our day from yesterday. And it was kind of all over the place, the way that the idea was. And we felt like the wait times were really good for how chaotic there was no planning really in what we were doing. You'll have to wait and see
How long as we waited?
on Tuesday.
Like 40 minutes?
Well, it's not a big deal. I'll tell you. We went through all the rides in alphabetical order. That was one of your guys' suggestion. And
attempted.
Yeah, attempted. So we couldn't use strategy like, okay, go to this ride during this time of day, go to this ride in that time of day. We just had to go to the ride when we reached it in alphabetical order. And it could have been a nightmare, but the wait times really weren't that bad yesterday. And I'm going to be there again on Saturday to do a crowd update. And I know Saturdays in July are probably one of the worst times to do crowd update because even Amy is blocked out.
Yeah.
Which means that last year when I went on a Saturday,
It was like empty.
It was like empty. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. So I'm hoping that this video for doing a crowd update will be the same, where I'm like, look how amazing this is, guys. You need to come in on Saturdays in July because it was so good last year. I'm hoping it's good this year. Have I heard about the strike? The only thing I've heard is people wearing buttons. I haven't heard anything besides that. Nobody's not going to work as far as I've seen, because we were there yesterday, and they were fully staffed as far as I saw. From what I've heard, they just, if Disney will let them, some of them are wearing like support us buttons and that sort of thing. But I'm not going to get into that situation because it's somewhat political in a sense, because it has to do with minimum wage and fair wages and things like that. And I'm not versed enough in that to talk intelligently about it. So I really don't want to get on to the strike topic. We're going to mostly keep it to Disneyland itself rather than, I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't want to talk and say something unintelligibly and be wrong and that sort of thing. So I'll just avoid the issue. But to say that I have heard a little bit about it. Roxanne says they have a question. What parades and fireworks happen in September?
It's the Halloween.
I'm going to say it's the Halloween Screams? Is that what it's called? Halloween Screams?
I feel like the name changes every year, doesn't it?
It's Halloween Screams.
Halloween Screams?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
No,
what...
that was 13 years ago. I don't think that's what it's called anymore.
Maybe it's not what it's called. No, 10 months ago. Halloween Screams. They did it last year. Yeah. That's what it was last year. Halloween Screams. Oh yeah, look, here it is. It's on their website.
Oh, okay.
October 23rd through, August 23rd through October 31st, 2024. Halloween Screams. So they are still doing Halloween Screams.
As far as a parade, I don't know.
It's probably still just Magic Happens.
I heard something about they might change that though, like later because.
Did you hurt your foot?
The little tissue.
I started bleeding.
Where's the live stream back here? Favorite Halloween treat at
You
Disney?
missed the super chat.
Oh, did I miss the super chat?
Yeah, I think so. Ooh.
Oh, hey James, thank you so much. We've got a trip in 2 weeks to Disneyland. Just started your videos today with the kids. Boy, girl, both 10 years old. Thanks for your help. Oh, you're welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them either in the chat of this video or drop them in the comments of any video. That's actually a good comment for all you guys. I know you're asking tons and tons of questions. We're answering as many as we can, but we're going to miss some. If you have a question that you feel is really important and I didn't answer it here on the live stream today at any point throughout the live stream, feel free to drop it in a comment of any video. I see the new comments when they come in, and I try to answer as many as possible. You might have noticed lately that I haven't been answering every comment like I used to.
We've had a lot.
But I'm trying to answer every comment with a question. So when people just say, great video or thanks for the video, I might just give a heart. But if you ask a question, I do my best to try to answer those questions.
Also, if you have a question that you might need a little bit more help on, please message us on Instagram. I'm the one that will respond to those. And for the most part, I'm pretty good at responding to messages on Instagram. So if we don't get to your question on YouTube, just send us, an individual message on Instagram.
Monica asks, will we ever go live while at Disneyland? The answer is no, and I'll give you 2 reasons. The first one being, for some reason, I don't know if it's just my phone or if it's Verizon or what it is, but every time I have tried to go live in a park, be it the Safari Park, the zoo, I think I've done it once before at Disneyland, but generally I have connectivity issues. And I gotta interrupt this thought to say, wow, thank you, blink and you miss it, $100. Thank you for the super chat. That is amazing. You did not have to do that. Thank you. I'm blown away right now. Thank you. I'll read your comment here and we'll talk about it in a minute. But I do want to finish this thought.
And ignore me. I'm just hoping James abandoned.
So internet connectivity issues. I feel like I always have trouble when I'm live streaming that they go in and out. The other thing is that lately there's been a lot of issues with live streamers in the parks, and I don't want to be one of those people that is rude and inconsiderate or gets in the way or anything like that. Some people are so focused on their stream that they're not paying attention to where they're pointing it, or there's other people in the shot and those people don't want to be in the shot, or people are talking on the rides. There's all sorts of, there's a bad stigma about vloggers at Disneyland, and I just try to be polite as much as possible, even when I'm regularly filming. If I start to go through a crowded area, I turn it off, I wait for the crowds to dissipate, and then I keep going. Or
for us, it's just the short end of it is it's easier for us to just not do it in the park.
It is just so much easier to not live stream in the park. So this is how we live stream. We answer your questions. We're still able to talk Disney even if we're at home. Chad Peters, thank you for the super chat as well. We'll also get to your comment here in a minute. Blink says, rumor is the Walt Disney Company has gotten permission from the Disney family to use Walt Disney's voice and likeness to make an animatronic of him to go into Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, making it into a live comparison of how far Imagineering has come. Please be true. I have heard that rumor.
Really?
Not to that great a detail. In fact, that's more detail than I've heard. So that's really awesome. But a couple of weeks ago, I was talking with David from Fresh Baked, and he told me about the rumor that the $5 million patent that was filed was for another animatronic. Now, they didn't say what it was for, but the rumor was that it was a Walt animatronic to introduce the show. So I have heard that it very well could be a Walt animatronic, and that would be really, really neat.
Is that like using AI too to like get his voice? Because then they do that for like the Top Gun movie or something, you said?
They did it for one of the Star Wars movies.
And didn't they do that in Top Gun too? For what's his face? Because like he can't speak anymore.
Oh, Val Kilmer?
Yeah. Because I know you said like they used AI or something to like.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's something similar. Like...
I know that they've used AI for on-screen things. Obviously, that's a lot easier to do, but yeah, I'd be interested. Yeah. Be curious about that. And then Chad says, hey guys, my wife and I love your videos. I really enjoy how real and honest your reviews are. Some of the food reactions are so funny. Please get the boys some churros or whatever snack they would like. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will absolutely grab them some churros. You guys are spoiling our kids.
I
will say that.
Yesterday.
It wasn't in a live stream, but in one of the super thanks. Super thanks is what they call basically a super chat on a video as opposed to a live stream. But a couple of you dropped some super thanks and said, here, buy the kids a churro, buy the kids a Dole Whip. So we got them the churros and the Dole Whip yesterday, all courtesy of you guys. So we put that in the video. You'll see that next Monday. This coming Monday rather was when that video will come out. But thank you guys, and thank you Chad for buying the boys some churros. I know they'll absolutely love that.
Or something, whatever they were. Oh well, we're behind.
Yeah, we are way behind on comments here. Are we gonna see the pandas at the zoo? Yes.
Oh yeah.
As soon as they're out. So we actually let our zoo passes expire, just because we didn't have opportunity to go recently. But as soon as the announcement that the pandas are live on exhibit, I know they're here, but it's going to be like at least 2 months is what I heard. At least 2 months for them to acclimate. Once they're live on exhibit, you bet we will be buying our passes again, and we'll do an update video because we haven't done one at the zoo in a while. And Benjamin is going to to be ecstatic. It's going to be pretty much right in time for his birthday. He is going to be over the moon.
His favorite animal. Like,
yeah,
he
loves
pandas, and he never got to see them at the zoo before they left. So,
have we been to Japan Disneyland? We have not, but we're talking about it for our 15th anniversary, which is in 2 years. I know that's a long way away, guys, but you know, money doesn't grow on trees. And somebody was asking on here. I've saw it pop up a couple of times, so I'll answer it now. What is my job? This is my job, believe it or not. How cool is that, right? It only recently got to the point where YouTube is our full-time income earlier this year. And so we're incredibly blessed to be able to do that. 3.5 years now, we've been vlogging, and just in the last 6 months have we reached the ability to say that YouTube is our full-time income. I've been self-employed for the last 2 years, but I've had another income stream, a website that I had. Unfortunately, through situations outside of my control that I'm not going to bore you with, the website is pretty much dead at this point. Just it relied on Google searches, and Google algorithms change, and that's why I'm not going to bore you with it, because it's algorithm and statistical information. But the website that carried us for the first couple of years of being self-employed is pretty much dead. Thankfully, YouTube has picked up the slack, so I don't have to like scramble and go back to getting a regular 9-to-5 job or anything like that. Being self-employed grants me the flexibility to go up to Disneyland when I need to, on days that I need to, anytime something new is announced, or just to be able to go up. I'm not close enough, like for somebody like Fresh Baked who lives 20 minutes away, that he can go on a whim and just say, oh man, I really need to go film this. I have to plan. I can only go up about once a week, so I do need to plan that aspect out. But this is my full-time job, and so now's a good time to mention that if you want to help, the best and easiest way to help is to hit the like button right now on this video, and on every video when you watch them, hit the like button. The more likes a video gets, the more often YouTube is likely to show our videos to people who have never seen our videos before. And then they'll watch for the first time, and they might become new viewers and then new subscribers. Also, comments. Any sort of comment. Some people say, well, I don't leave comments because I don't know what to say. We've had a guy recently, his name is Sean, who just says thank you for the video on every single video. And I leave Sean some hearts sometimes, because I know exactly what he's doing. He's listening to me asking you to leave comments. And he doesn't necessarily have anything to say, but he wants to say thank you for the video. Some people say hello, some people say hi. Comments and likes, this is what we call engagement. And the more engagement a video has, the more likely YouTube is to share our channel with new people who have never heard of us. And that's how we grow and get bigger. And so we appreciate that very much. Have we been to Australia?
Yes.
Yes, we lived there.
If you can't tell from the love of Aussie goodies that we have talked about, and a couple of you guys have actually sent us Canadian or Australia goodies, and we love it. But yes, we lived there for a little bit.
We lived there for about a year. In 2018, we lived in Wollongong, which is about an hour and a half south of Sydney. And then we also have visited Mildura in the inland area, Adelaide, and I think that's it.
James, stop goofing off.
Well, the kids are here, so
hey Benjamin, smile for them. Benjamin lost his other front tooth today, so he's a little bit shy.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open this box now. This box is from Sylvia. Sylvia, who lives in Texas.
And James, you got asked what's your favorite place to eat in Disneyland?
In just Disneyland or downtown Disneyland? Then kind of fun.
What? Just answer the question however you want, James. I know he's off screen here. Try to poke in.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't know if we can.
We can't squeeze all four of us in here. Here, let's do this. Let's move the box out of the way. James, you come sit here in the middle, where the pillows are. This is like our armrest, but we're gonna move our armrest so James can get in the shot here. Okay, there we go. So we'll have the box off camera.
Come back. Come back.
Squeeze it.
Come back.
So this box is for the whole family. And if you guys want to send us anything, the address to our P.O. box is in the description of just about every video. So we have a microfiber towel, though I'm pretty sure that's just the stuffing. Okay, look inside the pillowcase. Oh, there's a pillowcase. It says look inside. Look inside the pillowcase. This is fun. This is fun. We got little instructions.
Okay.
Look inside the pillowcase.
Here, boys.
Ooh, that's cool.
Look, we got viewfinders.
Viewfinder.
Click the button.
That's like toys for mommy and daddy's day. Actually,
up
older than that, I feel like.
If you look at put it up to your eyes and then look up to the light.
Look in the light over there.
Look in the light
we have a light over there. James, you can see better if you look in there you go. Because it's
Can you see?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay, that's
Mommy,
cool.
look.
Yeah,
It looks. You still
Oh,
have
here's a card with our name on it. card with our name on it. Oh, here's a card with James's name on it. This is just for you.
Where's
There's
my
probably a card for everyone.
Oh, right there. Is that my card?
Yep, you got a card
And
too.
here's a card with Benjamin's name on it.
Card? I have to hit their card. Oh, we got a long card.
And pineapple.
I get money.
I get money too.
You got some money. Oh, so fun.
So
I
this
some
functions
money
as a birthday gift. When we asked you guys to send birthday items, or rather birthday cards, a couple of weeks ago,
I got money too.
I did mention, that we weren't asking for presents because he was going to get some, but a few of you sent presents anyway, and we thank you so much for that. And Sylvia messaged me and said that I was going to send this. She said I was going to send this anyway, but it's got stuff in it for both James and Benjamin.
That's why we saved it for
yeah,
that.
we saved it for this because it wasn't strictly for his birthday. This was for James and Benjamin. And look at this.
Oh, wow.
They sent a whole pile
all the different
of
things you can look for.
viewfinder.
Is it for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
A whole
That's
bunch
so
of
cool.
different.
This is like going back to like when I was like 5.
Thank you. Maybe one.
Yeah, let's see. I remember I even had a Disney. Hold on, Benjamin. I had a Disneyland one growing up. Here's a Six Flags one, James. You
Six Flags, ooh.
Over Texas. Let's see.
Oh, count that one.
Yeah.
I don't see any more instructions for what's in here. So I'm not sure if this is probably just for both of the kids. Let's say it's for both of the kids. Because there's no specific instructions about it being like for James's birthday or anything. But we have a book
Oh, Mommy, it's
here.
the shepherd.
The Pumpkin Patch Parable. So we'll have to read that. It's really neat. The back says this is a charming story for children. Illustrates how a loving farmer can turn a simple pumpkin into a simply gorgeous sight. In the same way, God's transforming love can fill each of our hearts with joy and light. So that's
I'm excited for that.
that's a fun book.
I'm gonna read it right now.
No, don't read it right now.
Then
Let's do it later.
they sent this Nintendo. Well, look, what is it? Zelda. Ooh, Zelda. So I'm trying to figure out if it's connected for something, but maybe you can have a look at that and figure that out. And then, oh wait. Oh no, there's just a look inside the pillowcase now.
Ariel.
And then the last thing they sent us was the Super Mario Level Up board game.
Ooh.
Our kids love board games. And Benjamin, you can't see him. Oh, look at his face. So they're super excited to.
You're burying me
board
and
game.
stuff over here, honey.
Sorry, you can put it back in the box if you'd like. That was really fun. That was really cool. Thank you guys. And if you want to send us something, you don't have to necessarily send a package. We're okay with letters too. If you just want to write us a letter. Again, the address is in the description of every one of our videos. And when we get enough things, we'll open them on another live stream. That way you guys can see and enjoy what we're doing too. Oh, Sylvia commented. Sylvia. Oh, okay, yeah, Sylvia's right there. Oh, awesome. Glad you're here,
Thank you so
Sylvia.
much.
The viewfinders for the whole family. Perfect.
$55.
Okay.
I don't know.
So glad that
Oh wait.
you're able to
That's
be
all right.
here while we
That's
opened
right.
opened your gift.
Where'd you
Thank
put
you
your
so
$5?
much.
Right there.
Thank you.
Mommy, please have another one.
Jail.
Jail.
I'm still buried over here.
I'm in
The
jail. Another
Kids are
picture.
loving the viewfinder. That's awesome. It's like we got a Mickey Mouse here.
I need the picture.
Okay, hold on.
I need another picture.
Okay, while Amy's getting everything put away, I'll answer some more questions here. Did we ever announce the winner of the Pixar Fest coffee mug? I did. Let me go back through the posts and see if I can find the posts.
Did you like that one, Jen?
Oh, it's too short.
They're all short.
But basically, the winner was announced in a community post. And I also replied to her comment on the video. And I think I even pinned her comment to the top. I might have forgot to pin it, but let me go down here and I can tell you who that winner was, just out of curiosity for you guys. Although it was a while ago, so I'm having to Oh, there it is. Winner. It was Nicole England. Nicole England. So she was the winner of the mug. And I think Nicole was from Canada, if I remember right.
Go Nicole!
Go Nicole! You guys want to go back outside?
Is it weird that I'm looking forward to your next big family trip
Go
more,
Nicole!
as much as my own? No, not at all.
We still
We
haven't
want
figured out what
more
we're doing
people
quite
on
yet
the
for that.
live stream.
Yep. We're probably going to be doing Disneyland Paris, but somebody had said maybe we shouldn't because they're still building the other, Frozen area.
Yeah. At the same
but-
time, though, if we have Tokyo planned for like the year after, they have Frozen and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
That's
if you're
true.
waiting 2 years either way to see Frozen. So
Different
I think
one.
we're probably
Good night,
still
Lisa.
gonna keep.
Send money!
Okay,
Oh.
why don't you two go back outside again?
Favorite Halloween treat at Disney. That's
No.
popped up a couple times, and I started to answer it, I feel like, but then I got
I don't-
distracted.
Oh, the sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
the
one that
candy
looks like
corn?
candy corn,
The candy corn
if
sugar?
they have
Yeah,
it.
that one's really good. The candy corn sugar cookie. Also, I mean, I just gotta go with a goodie, an oldie but goodie. The grave stuff. We got the summer gray stuff yesterday because I'd never gotten the summer stuff. Summer stuff was kind of fruity. I like the chocolate though that you get with the grave stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting the grave stuff again.
Wow.
Do I
Um,
need to send them
Mommy,
back
look
outside
it.
again?
Yeah, they can take their
Yeah,
viewfinders though
take
if they
those
want.
out. Take those outside.
I can't.
Oh, you can't? Here.
What's wrong with your foot?
Oh, he's worried about
Can I
you.
take these
I don't want to get a foot
outside?
in his
Can I take
Um,
these outside?
Where's Big Red
Let's
at?
go, be
Good
careful.
question. I texted him earlier today about something and he hasn't gotten back with me. So he must be really busy today. Usually he's on our live streams though. Big Red is one of my vlogger friends and he's a moderator here on the channel. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where he is today, but
Well, it's not time though.
Jeff is heading out too. Good night, Jeff. Good to see you. If you could only do one Disney World
I
park,
want some money.
which one would you go to?
No.
What? What do you
He's
say?
like, I want some money.
Oh no, no,
James,
James.
no.
That's we'll have to have a talk with him.
James, what did we say about being goofy?
He's just being anyway. One park. If I only had to pick one park, it'd be
For
if I only could only go to one Walt Disney World park, which would it be and why? It would be a toss up between Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
For us, but honestly, if you've never...
It is for us.
Oh, if we, or are they talking about for them?
You, I think
Like,
it
if
said
there's
you. What would you
Oh.
do? But maybe they meant in terms of.
Like, I thought that meant
guests?
like if they had one day to go and.
Oh, I mean
tell
Magic Kingdom then, I guess. If you can only go to one park because it's you, Magic Kingdom, because that's the classic park. It's also the park with the most to do. But if it's us,
Epcot.
Epcot or Animal Kingdom, it's a hard. I mean, Epcot has more to do, so probably Epcot. Probably Epcot.
Plus, it has longer hours.
Cosmic Rewind. Cosmic Rewind.
Food.
Cosmic Rewind.
Food.
Okay, let me put our
Armrest.
armrest
Yay.
back. Our armrest back.
Oh, yeah.
Someone wants to know what James's Cash App is.
Oh, somebody sent him $2. You guys did not need to send him $2. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca. That's fun.
We're gonna tell him it's going into savings.
John says, "Hey Trevor and Amy, watching live with my kids from South Dakota. You're our favorite and made planning our trip last summer so easy. Can I get a shout out to my kids, Emmett and Selah? Hi Emmett. Hi Selah. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us, and you as well, John.
Yeah. See, once again, South Dakota, honey.
South Dakota.
If any
Nobody
of you are,
lives
if
in
any
North
of you
Dakota.
are from North Dakota, please let us know, because we were talking about this the other day, that I am convinced I have never met anyone or know of anyone from North Dakota. So if any of you are from North Dakota,
There's
please
bound to
let
be
us
somebody.
know. I know, that's what I'm thinking.
Out of all of our viewers, someone is bound to be from North Dakota.
So if you're from North Dakota, please let us know.
Rebecca also sent Benjamin $2 too. Thank
for
you.
As the tooth fairy.
Yeah, for losing his tooth. One thing it's kind of a bit of a tradition for us. Every time Benjamin loses a tooth, we go get an icy from 7-Eleven, or a Slurpee rather.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's because we give them $1, and you can't buy much with $1 anymore. We've noticed.
He loves Slurpees just as much as I do.
He's not gonna be able to drink his Slurpee. His straw's just gonna go in that gap, and he's gonna be drooling it all
That's
over
gonna
the
be
place.
funny. Are we DVC members or have any thoughts on DVC? You know, I've sat through the spiel like 3 or 4 times.
Just wait.
Oh, they want to.
Oh,
James wants to show you his
Gerald.
newest giraffe, Gerald. But Gerald should be a sea lion, right? Get off! Off! James loves giraffes. If you have not known that, in fact, for the last like 2 years, every time we've asked James, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" You know how most kids are like, "I want to be an astronaut or a police officer." James wants to be a veterinarian, but specifically he wants
Zookeeper.
he wants to
Work with
be a caregiver for giraffes, because ever since
Someone
he's
in North Dakota.
oh, is there someone? They lived in North Dakota for 5 years.
I suppose.
Ever since James saw the behind the attraction on Disney Plus for Animal Kingdom, where they take care of the giraffes and clean their hooves and generally take care of them, that's what James wants to do. He wants to be a giraffe keeper.
James, can you hand me those scissors? I don't want them on the couch.
What's your favorite ride in Disneyland and DCA?
What's my favorite ride? What?
Mommy.
Oh, Mommy.
DCA.
Oh, we didn't even finish
Probably
talking
like
about
that.
DVC,
Oh,
but that's
yeah.
okay. Go ahead. Answer that question.
Coaster probably. Disneyland. Oh, I have no idea. I have too many favorites over there. So.
Yeah, I'll sign your autograph book. I've had people ask me that before, so yeah, I'll sign your autograph book if you see us. DVC, Disney Vacation Club. We've sat through the spiel a couple of times. The buy-in's like it was $16,000 like 10 years ago.
Now.
I have no idea what it is now. And that was to get 100 points. And 100 points was basically like what you needed to do pretty much anything of worth. So the way that I understood it when we got the spiel is we would had to have bought in for $16,000, and that was just the one-time buy-in. Then you have the annual fees that you have to pay, like the maintenance fees and things. Yes, it's for 50 years, but it's like $1,000 in fees every single year to stay with the keep your DVC membership up to date. And the way that it was explained to us, with those 100 points, for us to do our like week-long vacation that we typically do, we would have to use the 100 points for this year, borrow 100 points from last year, and borrow 100 points from the year ahead to get 300 points, which means that you could only go once every 3 years for a week. Basically. Now, of course, that's going to depend on what hotel you pick and what place you pick and that sort of thing, on what time of year you're going. Obviously, more points at busier times of year, but it was just the type of thing where,
honestly,
I don't know
everything I've heard about it is that if you want to take advantage of DVC rooms, you're better off renting points from somebody who owns DVC.
That's something we've considered doing. So,
right now,
like David's DVC Rentals, just a website,
DVC Request, I think
there's another one.
A couple of them.
Couple of them. People who are DVC members who aren't going to be going, and they know they're not going to be going over the next 2 years or whatever, and they don't want their points to expire, because you can only pull from the year before or the year ahead, and then if you get beyond that, they don't like roll. So people will put their points up for rental, where you pay them money to borrow their points, and it's cheaper than paying for a deluxe out of pocket, but it's a way for them to get some money for their points. And we've thought about doing that, because if we go to like Aulani, we could stay at one of their $800 hotel rooms for like the equivalent of $500 to $600 in DVC points.
It's a little bit cheaper than what we paid. Plus, you get free parking. The only reason we didn't do it last time is the one hesitation with it is that you can't cancel it or move it very easily, because you're literally renting somebody's vacation in a sense.
Yeah.
And so that was the one hesitation we had with doing it for Aulani last year, And so we just went with the regular room only. Plus, I've heard it's easier to get your room requests if you pay cash, you know, like how we did.
Okay, James.
We'll catch up.
Benjamin's on the floor at the moment, and James is right off screen.
Where's Grandma?
Come in.
Grandma's at home.
Grandma's at home. Somebody is asking about.
Someone asked about his ears earlier.
Hey, Mister.
What? Oh yes. I bought new.
Yeah, and they sent you an email a bit ago.
Yeah, I bought new ears. And it's been like 10 days since. Well, about 8 days since I bought them. They haven't shipped them yet. So I hang on a second. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. I sent them a message, and I got a message while we've been on the live stream. I just haven't read it, so I don't know. Someone is asking how to become a member. I am
posting.
Yeah, dropping a link in the chat right now. If you want to become a member here on the channel, it's $5 a month. It's just like a donation that you can support the channel. We take all the money from memberships and we put them into the channel to paying for things that cost extra at Disneyland that we wouldn't otherwise pay for. Like we've done.
Goofy's Kitchen.
Goofy's Kitchen is a meal that we never would have done on our own because it was $200. Savvy's Workshop is something that we did. The Droid Depot is something that we've done. I did Star Wars Night. I probably wouldn't have gone to Star Wars Night without the memberships. So those things they're paying for the extras on the channel so that you guys can get the content and can share in it as well. Where anything that comes in from the membership, it's not like we're pocketing it. We are putting it right back into the channel. So it's an investment in the channel if you think about it that way. Thank you, Chad. Thanks for joining. I don't do that. So some people use the memberships like a Patreon, and where they have special videos or special things. I'm not gifted in that way. I can barely keep track of YouTube. I forget about Instagram all the time. I start YouTube Shorts, and then I fall off the wagon with Shorts. Like I
need to do better at posting on Instagram. But like I said earlier, if you missed it, if you have questions that are a little bit longer that you need more of a personalized response for, message us on Instagram. I am the one who will message you back. So if it sounds like it's not coming from him, it's not. It's coming from me. But
Brianna says, first time Disney trip plus Oogie Boogie Bash. Should I be worried about character meat lines? Thanks for amazing tip videos in years prior. If you want, check out my video from last year. I don't remember if I shared wait times for the lines, but I absolutely will this year.
Weren't some of them like 2 hours long?
Only the ones to meet the Sanderson sisters, which is Mickey, Daisy, and Clarabelle, I think. Not Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, and Clarabelle. They have the longest line by far, but the Oogie Boogie line, like the line to see Oogie Boogie, looks really bad, but it moves quickly. This is actually a common complaint. Also, thank you, Michael, for joining. This is a common complaint about Oogie Boogie. Most of the character meet and greet lines are constantly moving lines. The characters are walking on a stage, they're interacting with guests, saying, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And that sort of thing. "Oh, that's an interesting costume." They'll make comments and things, but you're just moving in front of the stage, and they talk to the people who are immediately in front of the stage. You're not allowed to stop except for to maybe take a quick picture, but they don't do the you know how some character lines regularly. Wow, lots of people joining. Thank you so much for joining, Wendy and the Delgado family, Delgado Small family. Thank you guys for becoming members here on the channel. They don't work like the regular character lines
I think that one's
that
broken, Benjamin.
Oh,
you
I
get
think
your
I
own
love
dedicated
it.
like 2 minutes with the character to ask them questions and take photos. These are just a constantly moving line. And so the Sanderson sisters, though, I believe is one of those ones where you stop and take photos with the characters, which is why it's like 2 hours long. But the regular lines, they're constantly moving. They take like 10 to 15 minutes. They're not bad. They really aren't. We went through most of the characters in a single night without any issue. So yeah, not too bad at all.
Road trip videos?
Hang on, sorry, trying to go back up and answer Rick's question. What are all the pros and cons of being a key member for us non-locals? So if you're a Magic Key Pass holder, but you're not super local, it just means that you have the ability to come at least like 4 or 5 times a year. I know that if you're from Northern California or like Las Vegas, Arizona, anything like that, it's close enough to consider, even Utah, really, to consider an annual pass or a Magic Key holder. But just because you're not super local, if you're a Magic Key holder, there are still benefits. You're probably going to drive in if you're coming from somewhere like Vegas, so you get free parking for the Inspire Key holders. And 50% for Believe Key, and then the 2 lowest keys have 25% at the Toy Story lot. That's a benefit. Of course, there's the discounts on food. I think my discount might be 15%.
Yeah, yours is 15.
But the others are 10. That's also a discount on merchandise as well. Of course, you get the biggest benefit is just the ability to come for cheaper than the cost of admission if you come often enough. That's something that you have to weigh. Can you come often enough to make it worth it? Or are you better off? We met some folks yesterday from San Jose who said they aren't Magic Key holders, but they come 3 to 4 times a year. When I asked them if they were Magic Key, they said no, because the price of an individual day's worth of tickets is actually cheaper than them buying a Magic Key, because they would have to come like 5 or 6 times to make it worth.
It all kind of varies, because we've even looked into back when they used to have the one membership that worked for both Disneyland and Disney World, but you'd have to go to Disney World like multiple times.
Okay. James is pointing out that we missed that Lori became a member of the channel as well. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you for becoming members and helping support the channel. Zach would like a shout out for his cat Scrappy. Hi, Scrappy. Mia and Brownie say hello.
Yes, Mia ran off. Brownie's back on her chair.
What happened to the road trip videos? I only did one road trip video. Well, actually, 2 sort of. We did spring break last year. We went to Arizona and we did a road trip video.
We didn't go anywhere this year for spring break, so
and
that's
then
why there wasn't another one.
I don't remember. Was it last year? We went to
No,
Pennsylvania.
last 2
It was
years
2
ago.
years ago. We went to Pennsylvania and we did a road trip for Pennsylvania. But we just
We filmed that?
huh?
We filmed.
We
Oh,
filmed
did film
Pennsylvania.
some of that, didn't we?
We went up to Yosemite most recently, and if we were to film a road trip video, it would have been to that. However, so somebody was asking me, are we going to get a Yosemite video? I would have loved to have put together a Yosemite video.
We filmed some stuff.
I would have loved to have put together one. But last year, like last October, maybe not last year, 2022, October 2022, I think it was, they passed some sort of law that made it illegal to commercialize content in the national park where you make money off of the video. I guess I could have...
Yeah, we could have done it on Instagram.
I could have done it. Yeah, I could have done something on
We
Instagram.
could have done stories on like Instagram.
But I know that people still make videos about national parks, but they run the risk of whatever
channel
organization oversees that shutting down their channel. And I didn't want to put my channel at risk over something like that. So we didn't do a Yosemite video as much as I would have
you
loved
post a picture
to.
this next week.
I have been meaning to post pictures. I have been meaning to do that. I just have to look. I took tons. I took like 300 photos and like 100 videos.
It was so pretty.
I just have to go through and sort them, and I just haven't sorted them yet. is the bottom line. Did you like the Who hash? That's a you question.
Oh, yeah. It was actually really good. It was very hot. Like, I was holding the can going, ow, 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 ow. So, like, it was definitely very hot. But no, it had a really nice flavor to it. It was tater tots with, like, a white cream type sauce with, like a ham type of thing in it, or corned beef hash, whatever it was. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. Right now, I have it sitting on my windowsill with a fake plant in it. I need to buy another succulent to stick in that can or do something with it, but right now it has a fake rose that one of the kids bought from the dollar store last year.
John asks the best part about Disney at Christmas time, and I'm going to piggyback that with a question we didn't answer earlier, but I just remembered seeing, and that was, what's the park like between the seasons? So we'll start with John's question, and my favorite part about Christmas time is the lights. Easily the lights.
Gingerbread cookies.
Gingerbread cookies for Amy. Mine's the lights. I actually put a whole video together last year on the lights, just like as if you were to go Christmas light watching at Disneyland. Sadly, it wasn't that exciting to most people.
Maybe we need to try it again this year.
But I thought it was fun. It was one of those like I'm gonna butcher the acronym, but is it like ASMR or something like that? It just ambiance. There was no talking. It was just me walking through the park, you listening to the Christmas music and looking at the Christmas lights. And maybe it's because there was no talking, it didn't do so well. But I thought people would just want to go Christmas light watching at Disneyland from the comfort of their home. But the other thing was people may have wanted to just see the lights for themselves when they got here, and so therefore they didn't want to watch me showing them to you. I don't know. But anyway, and then the between the seasons, it's only about a week between seasons. It's like November 1st through like November 11th or November 12th. That's like it. Yeah. So there's only about 2 weeks between the seasons. It's actually a fairly decent time to come because everyone wants to go to either Halloween or Christmas. So I've found that week to 2 weeks is actually pretty good for crowd levels.
It's just a disappointment for food because the Halloween stuff is... Actually, sometimes the Halloween stuff is still there. If they have stuff that they haven't run out of.
Sometimes the Halloween food hangs on, and the Christmas decorations are usually are already up.
But there's no Christmas food yet.
But yeah, no Christmas food, no Christmas. The Christmas Fantasy Parade won't have started yet. And the Christmas fireworks won't have started yet. They'll have Mickey's Mix Magic probably back for the 11 days or 12 days between seasons. Let's see here. What are we looking? Oh, Carrie, thank you for joining and becoming a member. We greatly appreciate that. Am I going to Halloween Horror Nights? No. Oh, so I love Halloween Horror Nights. I have been to it 2 years in a row now. And I really enjoyed it. I thought, like, I'm not really a scary movie type person. I don't like watching scary movies. But at the park, I don't know. Like, I just laugh at them because I know they can't touch me. I know they can't hurt me. So I don't mind going to, like, horror nights. But it's just not it's not financially savvy for me to go. On top of it costing, like, $200 to go. I have to get a $300 hotel. I mean, I could probably get a $100 hotel somewhere, but
nothing's cheap in that area.
Nothing's cheap.
Even the dumpy hotels are a lot.
On the most recent time that I went to Universal, like 2 weeks ago, I tried to find a cheap, affordable hotel that was out of the way. Even a 25-minute drive from like downtown Glendale was still going to cost me like $200. And then they tack on all these fees and things. It's just. It would cost me like $500 to go to Horror Nights, and I just don't think it's that worth it. Why do I have to get a hotel? Because we live 3 hours away, and Horror Nights goes until like, midnight, 1 a.m., something like that, and I'm not driving home that late at night, that's for sure. James is saying something about Incredicoaster over here. I don't know if somebody asked him about rides.
No.
Or he's just randomly talking. Favorite ride at DCA and Disneyland, that's coming. Oh, that's why. He saw the favorite ride at Disneyland. So James is Incredicoaster. My favorite ride at DCA, Radiator Springs Racers probably. And I mean, it's a cop-out. I'm sorry. Rise of the Resistance at Disneyland. Basically the two rides that Disney knows everybody loves, and that's why they charge for them with individual Lightning Lane. Or soon to be called Lightning Lane Single Pass. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be at Disneyland on the
So
25th.
this is what they should have done, okay?
They have to
Since,
swap the name.
since they had individual Lightning Lane, the simplest solution would just to be able to call it
Multi-lane.
multiple Lightning Lane, or multi-Lightning Lane. I don't know. I don't know why they're. We're not going to get back on the Genie Plus conversation.
Mine is Spider-Man now.
Am I going to Hallow Scream this year? No, unless they invite me. I mean, if they invite me, I'll go.
Invite you,
But
though?
I,
Have you even gotten any emails?
so SeaWorld doesn't like me. SeaWorld used to invite me to things, and then they started to botch their media events. Like, they were 2 weeks after the opening of something, where every other theme park, their media events are like the day before, or 2 days before. And so it was like, I started saying publicly, like, SeaWorld, why are you having these events 2 weeks after something has opened? Like, it's not helpful to people. I can't, help people if the event's already well underway by the time you're having this media event. And then the other thing was that I disagree with SeaWorld's policies with food costs and things. They keep hiking their food costs. And, like, the same item at Disneyland is $10 more expensive at SeaWorld. The same food item, and it's worse. It tastes worse, and it's $10 more expensive.
I saw someone on the
and
pass
then,
holder page say they waited an hour and a half in line at Calypso Smokehouse the other day.
their lines for food are terrible, and they have this little 5% surcharge that they sneak in there. It doesn't matter what it is on absolutely everything. Instead of just, they already raised their prices enough. Maybe that's why, but how can you charge $25 for a case of burrito tacos when Disneyland charges $12 for the same thing, and then you add the 5% surcharge on top of the $25? It's just ridiculous. So I'm very vocal about my dislike of some of the SeaWorld policies, and SeaWorld stopped inviting me to things.
So you haven't gotten any media emails from them?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. David, my Big Red Journeys, he's like, hey, did you get the invite for this event at SeaWorld? I'm like, no. So he's getting invited, but I'm not. Thanks, Rick, for the super chat. What snacks do you guys bring from home, and how long do they keep for? I got a tiger tail that's questionable after 2 weeks.
Yeah, I want to eat a marshmallow 2 weeks.
Oh, try to bring home. Sorry. Anything
cookies.
Anything with like cream, I generally try not to bring it home.
You've brought home macarons before, though.
It's been a risk, though.
But I think when you've done that, you've also gone, like, we've taken other Ziplocs and, like, put ice in them and stuff.
Yeah.
And made, like, a little cooler or
keep
ice
the
packs.
cooler, keep the cooler bag cool.
We've, because I've set a cooler bag up with him before. And put ice packs in it, and then he's brought stuff home that way. Typically, James, quiet. Typically, cookies are an easy one, though, to bring back. Or what you do is you pick up your snacks right when you're leaving. Like, I know some people will do that. They'll order their snacks for, like, 10 o'clock at night as they head out of the park. Then you could probably bring stuff home and stick it in the fridge.
Yeah. So cookies, definitely. Donuts. I've brought donuts home before. Harry asks, are you going to have any collabs with other vlogger YouTubers? I would love to. The only one that I ever really collab with is David, though. Big Red Journeys. Because he and I have known each other since we got started on YouTube, and so we hang out all the time. I am not opposed to like doing a collab with others, but for the most part, the ones that we hang out with aren't really into that sort of thing. What I mean by that is, anytime I'm at an event and I see Chris Provost, I'm like, oh, hey, look, it's Chris Provost. And I put him on, and he's like, oh, hello, and he does like a little hello cameo for me. I don't, I ask him if he wants to be, or if he can be on the video, if he's willing to be on the video, and he says, yeah, sure. So I put him on, but I never ask, hey, can I be on yours? But he never offers either. And same thing with Fresh Baked. If I'm with Fresh Baked, occasionally I'll put on like, oh, I'm here with Fresh Baked, and maybe I'll just show him real quick. But he's never offered to put me on one of his videos, and that's okay. I really don't mind. I'm not hurt by that or anything like that. But I hang out with David and Chris the most. I see David probably about once a month. We don't ever plan anything, but I see him about once a month. And Provost is usually here for events since he lives in Utah, and I almost always see him. And because He knows me pretty well, and he knows David, Big Red Journeys David. He knows Big Red really well. Whenever we're at like events together, Provost will usually hang out with us for like a meal or something. We'll hang out for like a half an hour with Provost. But those are really the only two that I usually hang out with. I've met Ordinary Adventures. Peter and Kitra should know who I am, but and I've also met Best Life and Beyond, though I wouldn't necessarily hang out with them. But I have met them, and
I don't think we've met.
I don't think I've met anybody else. I haven't met anybody else.
We're still kind of small.
We live too far away too. That's another thing. We live too far away.
Yeah, because everyone else lives like up in that area pretty much,
Yeah.
so they get together sometimes. But
As Benjamin recovered from the mummy.
yes.
I'm gonna let you answer a couple of questions. I gotta use the restroom.
I don't know why you handed me the computer.
So you can read the
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Hi.
Yeah, Benjamin's, I think, recovered from the mummy. He was actually showing my mom a video of it the other day, which cracked me up because you couldn't even see anything on the video because the whole ride's pretty much in the dark. Do we have a midday break when we're not staying at the hotel? It depends. Sometimes if it's really hot, we'll try to go find somewhere, like we'll go do the tiki room, we'll go do something, that's inside for a little bit. I miss when they had shows in the Hyperion Theater in DCA because that was a nice, 45-minute long break in the AC. But we don't really ever go back to the car or anything. So we've kind of gotten used to, pushing through. At the same time, we leave by 6:37 in the evening typically, so we're not there super late just because we don't like getting home really late. I think we got home by 9 o'clock last night. And James, I think you answered your favorite restaurant, right?
It's Din Tai Fun.
Fung, not fun.
Okay, can you scoot over so I can come back?
Yeah, we went to Din Tai Fung, and you can wait for that video to release, but that is officially James's favorite restaurant now.
The chocolate.
Where did you get the Christmas hand soap from? I smell like a spruce tree.
Bath and Body Works?
Was it buried in the cabinet or something?
Yeah, I think it was in one of the drawers.
Because it's nowhere near Christmas. We're having Christmas in July in the bathroom.
You smell like a Christmas tree?
Yeah, my hands smell like a Christmas tree. Ooh.
Oh, now you got Gerald.
Which parks do I prefer, California or Florida? Can I say both? Because this is what we frequently say. I'm so happy that Disneyland is my home park. I love Disneyland for it being our home park. I love Walt Disney World for vacations. If it were the other way around, I think I would struggle a bit more because I like to look forward to Walt Disney World, and I don't know how I would feel if I had the ability to go to those parks every day. I like keeping them for vacation, but I like them both. Mariana says they have Christmas soap in the bathroom right now too.
I mean, yeah. I wish I could know how to make Disney World or Disneyland's gingerbread cookies. But you know what? Last year they brought back the gingerbread cookie in July for 3 days, for halfway to Christmas. Why didn't they do that this year? Because you brought me back a gingerbread cookie last year, I feel like.
They spelled junk.
Fried Chicky wants to know if the Cafe Orleans and the pommes frites are still our go-to. You just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in terms of food, Cafe Orleans is still up there. Especially because it's a very unique Disney restaurant, whereas tomorrow's video is somewhere you can go a couple other places for. But, yeah, tomorrow's video has changed.
It's changed my whole outlook on food at Disneyland.
Yep.
Okay. Epic Universe next year. Maybe. If I do it, it'll just be me. Hi, Gerald. This is Gerald, by the way. If you haven't met Gerald yet, this is Gerald.
This was one of his birthday presents from my parents.
Yesterday. No, 2
Gerald
days
the
ago.
giraffe.
What's
Off,
tomorrow?
off, Gerald, get off the couch.
What's tomorrow?
He fell
Tomorrow's
over.
swim
Tomorrow-
lesson.
No, James, not for you. Tomorrow is our other video that's posting.
Yeah, we have a video posting tomorrow. It's a food review. It's one that I promised was coming. So if you've paid attention to our videos lately, I told you that July 8th we were going to be going there. We went there. It's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, dear.
And it just, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. I'm already giving too much away. You're going to be able to tell how much I like it just by how much we're talking right now.
What's Zero's favorite ride?
Yes, I have Oogie Boogie Bash tickets.
don't know
I'm going
what
August
Jared's
25th.
favorite.
The first day, August 25th. And in fact, it's about time for you guys to start getting ready for bed and winding down.
Yeah.
But my
So-
bedtime is in 35 minutes.
I know, but you got to get
But-
ready
and
for
you
bed.
gotta read
so,
because you haven't done your reading today yet.
so why don't you go get ready for bed?
Aww.
Remember, you gotta earn your next month's pizza from Pizza Hut. So
I already got my pizza.
yeah, you got your one for June. You gotta earn your one for
Oh,
July.
somebody has a question for you, James. What is Gerald's favorite Disneyland ride?
I don't know.
Gerald hasn't been to Disneyland. In fact, the only one of the stuffed animals that have been to Disneyland is Panda, and it's still on the channel. If you want to check the shorts, since I only have like 8 shorts on the channel, it won't be hard to find. Panda Goes to Disney. And it's like the cutest little video ever that we did when Benjamin. It's just a little short. It's like 15 seconds long, but it was really fun.
Someone's
Panda's been to
asking
Disney.
if we're going July 28th to 29th. I don't think we are we?
July 28th to 20th. We're going the 25th.
25th.
Yeah, 25th. Sorry.
If we lived closer, we'd duck in more, but we really can only make it up there once a week or so.
Oh yeah, so oh John, that would be awesome. He's asking if we'd like something from the Epic Universe Preview Center. I have no idea what they even have, but if you want to send us something, I would love that, and we'll open it here on the channel. And again, the address, our PO box, is in the description of every single one of our videos. So if you're close enough, I know you're close enough because you're right there near Disney World. But if you want to pick something up and send it to us, by all means, I would absolutely love that.
When are we going in September?
If we go to Epic Universe next year, though, it'll just be me, like I said. I don't know if I want to try to go opening day because it'll be Madhouse, but I'm gonna try to go as close to the opening as I can. Amy and the kids won't be able to just because to go out to Orlando with everybody is
too much.
Yeah, we're already planning on going to Disneyland Paris next year, so we won't be able to swing to
When are we
vacations,
going
but
to Disneyland in September?
I don't know. September's too far away. Is someone asking that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have any reservations at the moment past the 25th of July. Well, I have August 25th because of Oogie Boogie, and then we have like 2 or 3 reservations that are available. We need to make them. We just haven't done it yet. So we only ever can book about 6 weeks out though, because we have 6 reservations, and we go once a week, or I go once a week. So I can only ever go 6 weeks out.
We'll be booking September soon, though, because
Soon, yeah.
there's only, I think, 2 days that I can go in September
Well,
because
then, yeah.
of blackout days.
But I can tell you right now, then, if we're stuck to blackout dates,
Yeah.
I can just look out the blackout dates and tell you the days we're most likely
I have it on my phone
to
right
go
now.
to.
Oh, wait, no, September's fine. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, September's wide
fine.
open.
It's October and November that are the screwy months.
Okay, yeah, September's wide open. So
'Cause
I don't know.
October only has 2 Sundays that we can go, and November only has 2 Sundays that we can go, and
Yeah.
then like once the week of Thanksgiving. So, yeah.
Oh,
we'll let you
we
know.
also already have a reservation for August 24th. So I'm going the 25th for Oogie Boogie. I'm actually going to be going 2 times in one weekend. That's going to be a lot of driving. But the 24th is when we're going for all the Halloween food. I know the 23rd is technically the first day, but it's a school day and a work day for Amy. So I could come up by myself on the 23rd, but then we don't get as much food because I can't eat that much. So I prefer to take all 4 of us so that we can try as many of the new food items as possible. So we're going to do that the 24th, and then the video for that will be out on Sunday the 25th, and then the Oogie Boogie video will be out Monday the 26th for Halloween videos. But that's as far out as we've planned so far. We haven't even got into September yet. But Benjamin's birthday's the 23rd, and so we'll either go the 21st or the 28th.
21st.
We can't go the 21st?
Yeah, we bought.
Oh, Tim Hawkins tickets.
Yeah. So it's probably the 28th.
28th. Probably going to go the 28th. Because we're going to a Tim Hawkins concert on the 21st here locally in San Diego. Which, if you know anything about Tim Hawkins, he's a hoot, and I can't wait. If you don't know anything about Tim Hawkins,
Google him.
He's a hoot, and yeah, Google him.
What's Tim
Especially yoga pants.
And Chick-fil-A.
What's Tim
What address do you send fan mail to? Here, I'll drop it in the chat, but if you forget, it's in the description of every single video that we put out. But I am putting it in the chat right now. I'm typing it. Our address.
Blue Studio, I mean, it's hard to say. We like all of them a little bit differently. I mean, we haven't been to SeaWorld this year at all because we let our passes expire, but
Hi, Gerald again.
I mean, Disneyland's better than
Here's how I would rank them. Disneyland, Universal Studios, Legoland, SeaWorld. No, Knott's Berry Farm. I know you didn't ask that, but I'm just adding it in there. Then SeaWorld. I feel like SeaWorld is at the bottom of our list. I don't know. It's my least favorite of all the local-ish parks. I have not been to Magic Mountain yet. That's another local-ish park. It's just too far away.
Yeah,
that one's too
we
far
even
away.
passed it. So when we drove up to Yosemite, we drove right by it. And James was like, oh, Mom, look at all those roller coasters. But honestly, for Magic Mountain, I want to go at some point. However, I was actually looking at the height requirements for Magic Mountain. We are going to give that one a couple more years because half of the rides I feel like had a 54-inch height requirement, and James just barely hit 54 inches. And the mommy me, part of me wants him to be a little bit taller than right on the verge of being tall enough for a roller coaster.
Thank you, Nicholas, for becoming a member. We greatly appreciate that. There was something I was about to comment on, and then I got distracted. Where'd it go? Oh, somebody asked about Dream World in Australia. We almost went once. We were very, very close to going to the Gold Coast. Dream World, Movie World, there's SeaWorld. But at the time, Amy was working in one of the local schools, so we had to deal with school breaks for vacations. We can only go during school breaks. And if we looked at going like the week before school break, and it was like $100 for a hotel in that area, and then go the week of school break, and it's $400 a night for the hotel in the area. And at that time, we didn't have the money to be able to afford $400 a night, but they really hiked up their prices.
Plus Benjamin was a baby at that point. Somebody asked about Hershey Park, though. We love Hershey Park.
We do love Hershey. Like, it's been too long since we've been there.
Honestly, like...
James was 2 or 3 at the time.
Like, Hershey Park, in terms of regular, just straight-up roller coaster parks, to me, reigns probably the highest on the list.
Sky Rush, so good.
Like, I like Knott's Berry Farm, but I would honestly put Hershey above Knott's Berry Farm. It's just that much. Now, I have heard that maybe since we've gone, it's not quite running as smoothly as when we went. I've heard it's almost too overcrowded now, but
it's gotten too popular.
Yeah, I think it's gotten too popular.
I do feel like when I first started going to Hershey Park when I was a kid, it was like a Pennsylvanians park. Yeah. Like the people that went to Hershey Park were Pennsylvanians. And now,
well, I think honestly, it's all social media for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that's like our job is to encourage people to go to places.
Yeah.
But it's the same with national parks because I remember, not ever needing a reservation to go to a national park, and we lucked out. And when we went to Yosemite 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, that we didn't need a reservation for the day we went. But we still had to leave our hotel at 6:50 in the morning to avoid a long line to get into there and to find parking. So,
Nicholas asks about your motion sickness patches. They're like a generic brand that she just bought on Amazon. I asked her. I do. I asked her the same question the other day, and she's like, "I don't know. It was just a random brand."
Yeah, but they did help a little bit. Like I noticed that. At Universal, the last time we went, I remember getting a headache after rides far more than we did this trip. However, for whatever reason, the second time we rode Cosmic Rewind and Epcot, I felt sick after the second time we rode it.
I see
whereas the first time we didn't. So, I might try a couple other different types of motion sickness patches, and if I find other ones that work better, I'll let you guys know, because, you know, yeah.
Rebecca gave another super chat, thank you. And she asked, would the boys be interested in the Prince package at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique? I don't know that they know what it is, but I could show them something on YouTube and see.
He hates face paint.
Well, I mean, we could see, I don't know, I'd have to ask, but I'd have to show him what it is first.
Benjamin
But I know that you guys have asked us to do something like that before, so if Benjamin wants to, we could consider that for another one of the member sponsored videos, in a couple of months, because we'll have to wait for the funds to accrue for it. But we could absolutely put it on the radar of something to think about. If
I can tell you right now though, James wouldn't. He hates
Here's something about James,
anything with face paint.
just for you to know as well. He doesn't like stickers. It's strange, I know. But he's always been that way, and when we asked him, and he's right here, he could probably answer it for you, but
No.
he told us, I don't even know if he remembers the reason anymore, but the reason he told us when we first discovered he didn't like stickers, he said it's because once you use it, it's done. And then you can't use it anymore. So if you put it on you, then it's gone. And he didn't want the stickers to be gone. He wanted to have them forever, that sort of thing. So he does, when people want to give him stickers to put on, he doesn't like stickers.
No, every now and then he'll stick them on a water bottle.
Yes, if he can put it on something that's more permanent, then he doesn't mind stickers. But he doesn't like putting them on clothes, because then they're gone.
But face paint's another one of those ones.
But that's kind of similar.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar situation.
Okay, boys, bedtime.
So, yes, that is kind of deep, and he was 4 at the time, so even deeper.
I want to tell them because they're not skedaddling.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to go to bed.
They don't want to go to bed.
It's
I
eating
want
time.
to go to bed.
It's eating time.
Would you rather wait in a long line 60 minutes for Space Mountain or Rise? I know it would probably be neither if you had to pick. I can wait 60 minutes for Rise. I can justify Rise. I mean, honestly, you're not going to get anything less than 45. So 60.
I think once we've gone 35.
Yeah, once we got 35. 60 is not bad, but 60 for Space Mountain would be a hard sell, because if certain times of the day it's only 40.
Well, and if you rope drop it, you wait.
Yeah, if you
20.
rope drop it, it's 15 to 20. So here's the other thing with Space Mountain. Well, it's the same problem with Rise, to be honest with you. Space Mountain and Rise of the Resistance are both prone to breaking, and when they break, they're broken for a while. 45 minutes minimum for Rise of the Resistance. If the lights come on, you're not getting, the line is not going to move anymore for at least another 45 minutes. Space Mountain is about 25 minutes to a half an hour in my experience. Now, I don't know why. I can tell you why with Rise of the Resistance, because Rise of the Resistance is so technically complicated that they have to shut the whole system down and reboot it. And that rebooting process takes 45 minutes. But with Space Mountain, I don't know the technical reasons why, but every time we have been in line for Space Mountain, it has broken while we've been in line. It has been a minimum of 25 to 30 minutes, and sometimes we've just abandoned the line because of how long it's taken. I've never seen it just start going again 5 minutes later. Some rides do, but not Space Mountain. So whenever you encounter a wait time at Space that's 80 minutes long, the chances of it breaking in that 80 minutes before you get up there is a lot higher. And that means that you might have waited 60 minutes of the 80 minutes, and then the ride breaks, and then you're in trouble. Because you have to sit for another 30 minutes. But anyway, I'm rambling.
Yes, you are. Oh, he forgot Gerald.
He forgot Gerald. Oh, James, you left Gerald down here. I don't know if he heard me. Angel is asking if you can sneak liquor into Disney. Once upon a time, you used to be able to. And they changed the bag check policy about 3-4 weeks ago, maybe about 6 weeks ago now. And now the answer would be no. So people were sneaking alcohol into the parks. And what they were doing, don't do this, don't try, because they know to specifically look for this, and don't tell them, SoCal Disney Dad gave me the idea.
But don't tell them.
But apparently people were putting bottles in Pringles tubes. But Disney is wise to that now, and they'll check inside the Pringles tube. In fact, they've been checking. They've been checking pretty much every crevice of your bag lately. They've improved. I don't know about improved, but increased their security measures. It hasn't been too bad though. I worried that the increased security measures were gonna create really long lines. It hasn't been that bad. Especially, at least if you get there early enough. If you get there at after 10 o'clock, I can't speak to it. But we always show up for rope drop, always. And there's hardly ever any lines, so we haven't had an issue. Susan says, you're close to 40,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Yes, we're getting there. We hit 39,000 yesterday, I think. So that was pretty exciting. 5 months until December. Are we going to reach 50,000 in 5 months? Right now, we've been gaining subscribers, about 2,000 subscribers a month. That's the average. So 50,000 is within range, within striking distance, if you will. It's totally possible. November and December tend to be slower months for us. Once we get past October, the viewership tends to dip down a little bit. I don't know why, but probably
maybe it won't this year.
People are busy. Maybe that's why, of course. But it's also possible that people just aren't planning trips at that point. We actually once theorized this, that if families have surprise trips planned, they're not going to do any research in November or December because they don't want their kids to get the idea that, oh, we're going to Disneyland. They want to surprise them on Christmas Day. Hey, we're going to Disneyland. Here's your Christmas present. And so they start their planning afterwards. And we do notice that after Christmas, especially at the beginning of the year, once we hit January, January is one of our best months. Best months of the year for viewership and things, because everyone starts their planning frenzy. But November and December is a little bit lower. Why do I even explain that? Because that means that the new subscribers will probably dip in that month as well. So if we end the year with 48,000 subscribers, I wouldn't be surprised, and I won't be disappointed either. We were at 24,000 last December, so to have doubled, to go from 24 to 48 in 1 year is awesome to me. Again, we've been doing this for 3.5 years. The first, it took us 6 months to reach 1,000 subscribers, and then it took us a year after that to get to 4,000. So a year and a half in, we were only at 4,000. And then we were at 6,000 subscribers at the beginning of 2023, and we went from 6 to 24 last year, and then hopefully from 24 to 48,000 this year. So we are growing. That's all a lot in part due to you guys. Again, I can't express how thankful we are for you, for watching, for liking the videos, for commenting on the videos.
For saying hi to us when you see
for
us.
saying hi to us in the parks. We actually had a record number of people say hi to us yesterday.
That was a lot. We even had a little line. We were laughing in downtown Disney last night when we were leaving. We had this little line of about 6 people waiting to say hi from us.
It was probably, I want to say at least 40 or 50 groups of you said hi to us yesterday. So thank you. If you are one of those people, we greatly appreciate it. If you are somebody who said hi to us in a previous visit, thank you. We appreciate you. If you want to say hi to us in the future,
us in the grocery store, say hi.
No, please do. Even in the grocery store, we don't mind. We honestly don't. But yeah, yesterday I felt like Ordinary Adventures for about 5 minutes. Every time I see Ordinary Adventures in the park, every time, they always have a line. There's always people queuing up to meet them and say hi to them. And that's never happened to me before. Yesterday, we met some folks in downtown Disney, and then everyone just walking by started to stop. And there was a little line. And I was like, I felt like OA. I felt like OA. But it was fun. It was fun. It was great to meet you all. Thank you, Patricia, for becoming a member. I appreciate that very much. And Arius, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Arius? Sorry. Thank you for the super chat and the congrats on the 39,000 subscribers. Don't forget the little people when we become famous. That's Never. Something that I've always got in the back of my mind is that aspect. I never want to get so big that we don't have time for people. And Ordinary Adventures, they're almost like 400,000 subscribers. I don't know if they've actually crested that now. But they still take time for people. So, that's the goal, is for us to, we'll always take time for you. Without you guys, we don't have a channel. So you are the lifeblood of our channel, and we appreciate you so very much.
Kermit Frog, Benjamin will get his day to pick stuff too. His birthday's in September, so whatever day we end up going for his birthday.
Well, he said in September.
Yeah. We will let him pick. It will probably drive us absolutely nuts because he has, like, James at least has some. We've worn off on him. He has some strategy to his picking. Benjamin does not have strategy. Benjamin's like, ooh, let's go ride that. Or, ooh, let's go ride that. But, yes, we will still let him pick, too.
John asks, or rather not asks, but recommends that we should come to South Dakota and go to Mount Rushmore. I would love to. And also a couple other things there, too, like the Badlands. We were talking about, I think that... Not Yosemite. Yellowstone is more likely before we make it further east. But that if we go to another national park, that'll probably be
we're
one of the
gonna
next
do
ones.
Something next year. We don't know what yet, but James is going into 4th grade, and I don't know what it is with 4th grade, but the National Park Service has deemed 4th graders as the prime year to go to national parks, and you can actually get a free national park pass for a year for your family if you have a 4th grader. So, if we're going to get that this next year, we want to try to take advantage of it, at least somehow. So, we've kicked around the idea of maybe next summer trying to at least go up to Yellowstone. Or, 4th grade learns California history, so we could always try to just go north and go to, like, the Redwoods and maybe, go up to Oregon or something.
SoCal Haunts and Parks says, what I'm amazed by, Trevor, is the quality of your content and you're still actually enjoying a park day. There are some days where it's a chore to go. And a reminder, we live an hour and a half away.
The chore is waking up at 5:30.
The chore is waking up at 5:30. Yesterday we went, and I just did not want to get up at 5:30. I told Amy I could have slept for another hour. And even when we first got there, I was still kind of tired. But, I mean, I love Disneyland. I love being there, and it doesn't matter. We're gonna have a good day. We're gonna enjoy our time. The only part that I don't like about going to Disneyland is waking up early.
Yeah. If we could sleep in and still get up there and not have crazy traffic and crazy parking and all that, we would. But the fact of it is that
it's traffic and then the parking. Yeah, the parking garage takes like a half an hour or more to get into.
Maybe we could try leaving later one day and park in Toy Story and see what happens. Maybe it wouldn't be too bad.
We can think about it. It's something to
think
about.
And do it as an experiment. And maybe,
it's something to think about.
But we don't stay late. That's the other thing. Is like a lot of people will go up later, but they'll stay later. We like getting home at a decent time. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. There was a comment I saw earlier that I wanted to answer. Oh, free chiropractor at Disneyland, Matterhorn.
I've heard if you have kidney stones, ride Big Thunder and ride in the back, and they'll help you pass them. I know that's really random, but it's been proven.
There it is. Ray, how far in advance do you plan and possibly announce days you'll be in the park? I need to do that again. Thank you for actually mentioning that. I haven't put a schedule out in like 3 months, and I should put a schedule out.
Changing it.
Well, we do. The schedule is kind of fluid right now. Oh, and that piggybacks on another question. Somebody asked if we're going to be in the park next week. I'm going to be there on Saturday, this Saturday, the 13th. But next week, we have an event at our church that Amy and I are both helping out at. Big, major to-do. And it's from like 8 o'clock to noon every single day. So there will be no going to Disneyland next week.
There'll still be videos.
There'll still be videos. I'll be putting them out. I'll be working on them in the evenings afterwards. So that you'll still have a video on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I won't be physically in the park next week. But this Saturday is the next time. And then the time after that will be July 25th. So the 13th and the 25th are our next 2 visits to Disneyland. Outside of that, I don't really have anything booked at the moment. I need to book things, and then I can put out a formal calendar just to give you guys a heads up as to when we're going to be in the park and things like that. Nicholas asks, Star Wars night or food and wine? Can you not do both?
I mean, Food and Wine Festival is like longer.
Food and Wine Festival goes through the end of April, and Star Wars night begins at the beginning or middle of April. So
Could overlap.
you could overlap them. I don't know why you couldn't do both. Yeah. If you have to only pick one, though, I mean, one's an after-hours event, one isn't. So that's another thing. L4A bought us churros. Thank you. We greatly appreciate that.
They're going to get spoiled with
So
churros.
many churros. Okay, so we'll have to just spread out the
We'll
churros.
have to spread out the churros.
We'll have to spread them out.
And keep doing parent tags where we
Yeah, keep doing parent
we
tags. So the most recent video, somebody bought them churros, and so we bought a churro for each James and Benjamin, but we took one bite of their churro off camera.
I took more like 3.
Well, that's because James ate 3/4 of his churro and said he was full, and then handed you the rest.
They normally split a churro, so we bought them each their own churro, and apparently they're not quite ready to eat a whole churro by themselves. So we were glad to help out.
Yes, Rebecca, VBS, if you know, you know. And ours is no joke.
Yeah, I think they're
1,700 kids. 1,700. 900 workers. Yeah.
So if we're exhausted by the end of the next week, you'll know why.
Please say hello to my kid, Thiago. Hello, Thiago. They're from Puerto Rico.
You realize no one actually claimed they were from North Dakota, right?
Yeah,
now?
Nobody claimed. One person said that they had lived there. Used to live there.
Yes, but see, I told you.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the best park for Halloween? Ooh.
DC has more decorations.
I feel like it is DCA because DCA
DCA
has Oogie Boogie and Cars Land.
Land is awesome.
Cars Land for Halloween is great. It really is great.
Because they go all out in Cars Land.
Yeah.
But food, they have a mix of food in both.
Yeah.
So.
I live near North Dakota.
That doesn't count. See?
Susan lives
Does not count.
in Manitoba.
I have never met a person from North Dakota. Yeah.
And John lives in South Dakota.
See? And I've
North
met
Dakota.
people from South Dakota. I've known people who've been to South Dakota.
Gina, thank you for the super chat.
The
You get a coffee.
Yay.
Cold brew black calf?
Ooh. Either that one or I've heard.
That's not the question. The question's
I
about a
know.
character. I'm just saying the coffee.
But as far as coffee, Pim's has a new cookies and cream cold brew.
You should try that.
Yes. So that will be my one.
I tried the cold brew black calf
he
once.
nearly spat it out.
You should check. I don't know if that video still exists. It was trying the strangest snacks at Disneyland. It's an old video.
Are we gonna lose the light?
No, it should be fine. I have a light to give us extra light here, precariously balanced on the cat scratch tree thing, and Mia started to use the cat scratcher.
But my favorite Disney character.
Oh, well, before you answer that,
Yeah,
I was going to mention that 2 years ago we did that video. Maybe we should redo it. Strangest snacks at Disneyland, and I only put it in there because it's got the Cocoa Puffs on top of coffee, which sounds strange to me, but I guess it works.
Oh yeah.
And I tried one sip, and I literally I spat it out on camera. It just went dribbling down because it was. I thought it was that. I don't like coffee. I don't
know who is my favorite Disney character. There's so many.
To meet. How about to meet?
Oh, to meet?
Yes.
Oh, the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hands down, the Mad Hatter.
The Mad Hatter. But Gaston's pretty fun too.
Yeah, he is.
Any of them, but Mad Hatter for sure. We were watching him yesterday.
He has the best job.
We were watching him yesterday. He and Alice were having a tea party with some guests just sitting at a table in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Like, they were just sitting there, like, passing around little fake teacups and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, so fun. The one time that they had an impromptu tea party, just standing around a circle outside of Matterhorn, and Amy was there doing with it, and he's like, do you know what type of tea this is? And he's pouring it into people's, imaginary hands, and he says, it's empty. And and then he like laughs and has fun. And he went all the way around, and Amy said, can I have some more? And he was like, oh, nobody has ever asked me for more. He was just so great. Yeah. It was fun.
As far as like movie characters, I really like Pascal from Tangled.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's a lot of characters I like. Like, it really honestly just depends on the movies. So, but yes, to me in the parks, definitely the Mad Hatter. He's a hoot.
Somebody's talking about Joffrey's here. Joffrey's does have a coffee cart in DCA now.
It's not quite the same though. Like, you can't get. They just have your basic coffee here, and I think they use Joffrey's coffee for it. It's nothing like Disney World where they have like all the Joffrey stands everywhere, and like we notice in Disney World, every Joffrey stand has a unique like frozen beverage, because like the one outside the Skyliner has like a little Skyliner flight beverage. The one in Animal Kingdom back in the back has the most amazing frozen chai. Whereas they don't have that in here.
I started laughing because I read Chad's comment. He says, oh, it still exists. I just watched it.
What, your video?
Yeah. Am I excited for Tiana's Bayou adventure? I have not watched any of the Walt Disney World videos. People have been talking about it. And I'm the type of person, I know that some people like to be in the know. I'm the type of person that wants to experience it for the first time myself.
Neither of us have watched any.
And so I'm always like that. Like, if some people have made comments about my videos, and they're the naysayers, and I try not to listen to them, if you know what I mean. But some people are like, wow, you sound really unintelligent about this event. Like, you don't even know what's going on at this event. It's like, well, I went to this event for the very first time, and I want to experience it as a guest might for the very first time. I don't want to know that, so-and-so is over there, and that's, he over here, and this is how this works. I want to experience it for the first time. I don't want to have everything spoiled for me because I completely planned it. Now, I know you guys are watching us help you plan, so in a sense, you're like, You
want us to ride
You want us to spoil you.
But we have not ridden it yet.
But yeah, I want to experience it.
We will when it comes, because somebody just asked if we ride at Magic Kingdom. No, we missed the opening by about a month. Which, thankfully, it wasn't by like 2 days, because that tends to happen to us.
So we always go to Disney World at the same time every year. Well, it's going to change now, because when they get out of school, it changes next year. But we always go the week before Memorial Day. And they always open things Memorial Day weekend or the weekend after. It just so happens Tiana's wasn't until like the end of June this year. But yeah, no, I actually still haven't. I'm sorry. You're all gonna yell at me in the comments, but I still have not watched Princess and the Frog. I will before the ride. I will. We still don't have any hard and fast date on when it's gonna open for here. But I mean, everyone's been saying from the moment that they started testing at Disney World to the moment that they opened was 4 months. The moment that they started testing at Disneyland to the moment that they opened, 4 months would be around September 30th. So that's the tentative date. We are 2.5 months away from that. They have not made any official announcements, but they didn't make an announcement for Orlando until like mid-June.
Yeah, it was really
so
late.
It was really late. So that means that we might not have anything until mid-August. But I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll see.
Your ads are so long. You have no control over that, don't you?
What? The ads
Yeah.
are so long. I have no control over anything to do with ads.
So sorry.
YouTube decides that stuff. I don't even know how to change it if I wanted to. But can I explain the new Lightning Lane? Okay, let's talk about it again. We talked about it earlier, but I'm sure we have different viewers this time, so let's talk about it again. Genie Plus is changing its name from Genie Plus to Lightning Lane Multipass. Individual Lightning Lane is changing its name to Lightning Lane Single Pass. So why are they doing this? Well, because it was confusing. And before, people thought that Genie Plus and Lightning Lane were two different things. I mean, the number of people that asked me that. Do I have to also buy Lightning Lane if I bought Genie Plus? Well, Genie Plus is the service that you use to book a Lightning Lane. So now they're changing the name so that everything is just Lightning Lane. Because they want to get rid of the two different names because it was confusing.
So it'll still be called Lightning Lane then?
It'll still be called Lightning Lane, but it's just a mouthful now. Lightning Lane Multipass. And then individual Lightning Lane is Lightning Lane Single Pass. So Lightning Lane Multipass, you buy it and you get access to multiple rides, just like Genie Plus. And then Lightning Lane Single Pass is a one-time purchase for one ride, aka Rise the Resistance or Radiator Springs
Why
Racers.
couldn't they have just kept that individual Lightning Lane?
Well, that's why I don't know. Absolutely nothing is changing here at Disneyland. Nothing. It is just a name.
Changes are going to Disney World.
It is just in name only. At least as far as I am aware. Everything that I have read, it is staying the same at Disneyland. All the same, on July 5th, I will be in the park buying a Lightning Lane Multipass, and I will be using it to make sure nothing has changed. You will get a video very shortly thereafter, probably on the 26th of July, and it'll basically be another Genie Plus video, like we typically do. And it'll be on the Lightning Lane Multipass with any hints, tips. We're also going to be using it to try to ride every single one of the rides. If I remember right, there are 20 rides on the Genie Plus service. And we're going to try to ride all 20 of them on Lightning Lane Multipass on July 25th. We'll see if we can get them all done in a day. We came very, very close the last time that we did it. At Walt Disney World, it's a little bit different. So if you are familiar enough with Walt Disney World to know that before COVID, they had something called FastPass Plus. And FastPass Plus was a service that allowed you to book 3 Lightning Lanes 30 days before your trip. You would, 30 days before your trip, you get your access to all of your trip days. So say your trip is beginning on June 1st. Well, that's a bad example. On July 1st, on June 1st, 30 days earlier, you would have access to book for July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. If your trip is 8 days long, you could book all 8 of those days, and you could get that on June 1st. Now, what that means is you get to book 3 Lightning Lanes for every single one of those days. If somebody's trip doesn't start until July 4th or July 5th, they don't get access until June 4th or June 5th. But you have had access to their trip days already. Meaning by the time they get access, those first couple of days, the best time slots are probably going to be gone. Because people who have had trips earlier than them have access already. But say your trip that starts on July 1st ends on July 8th. Theirs starts on July 5th, ends on July 13th. Their last couple of days you don't have access to. So that's whenever they get to start getting those good reservations. And then they start to take the people after. I know it probably does sound confusing.
And this is just Disney World, not Disneyland.
I'm not trying to confuse you. But just suffice it to say that if you're going to Walt Disney World with the new system, the first couple of days of your trip, somebody else has already had access to book Lightning Lanes before you. And it might be hard to find good time slots. But towards the end of your trip, you should still be fine to grab, the good time slots, if you will. If there is one benefit to this system, I don't like this, by the way. I prefer just, going at it. Oh, and here's why I don't like it. So the 3, you cannot book a 4th one until after you have used those 3 that you've pre-booked. So
is that going to be the same? Because somebody was saying they thought you could book another one after you've at least used the first one.
The old system was you had to use all 3 before you could book one.
But I'm wondering if they.
It's gonna have to be a wait and see.
Yeah.
But under the old FastPass Plus system, if you had a Lightning Lane for 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 4 p.m. because Peter Pan, like the 4 p.m. was the earliest you could get, and you wanted Peter Pan, you can't book a 4th Lightning Lane until after 4 p.m. How much of a bummer would that be? I mean, when we go and we get Genie Plus, we're on like Lightning Lane 5 by 11 a.m. Like, that's just how fast we use them. So we prefer the use them as you go system instead of the pre-booking system. The people who don't want to deal with the stress, they like the pre-booking because they know before they even go, oh, I've already got a Lightning Lane for this. I've got a Lightning Lane for that.
Well, and they can guarantee that they've gone three rides in one day. And they don't have, like, maybe that's all they care about, and then they do everything else on a whim, so.
The one potential benefit, this is what I was getting at, for the people like us, who get up early, go to rope drop, go to early entry, that sort of thing. I feel like under the current system, what you would have to do is you would have to wait until midnight of the day of your, the day of, to buy Genie Plus. And then at 7 a.m., you have to book your first Lightning Lane. So what you're doing is you're forcing everyone to be up at 7 a.m. and in order for them to get their first Lightning Lane. And then they're already up, so they're like, well, I might as well go into the park. And we've noticed that rope drop at Walt Disney World is so much more packed than rope drop at Disneyland. And I'm hoping that with the change to the old system that's going back to the pick 3 ahead of time, I'm hoping that those people who like to sleep in will say, oh, I picked all my Lightning Lanes for after 11. I'm going to sleep in and I'm going to get breakfast and slowly make my way into the park at 11 o'clock. I'm hoping that the people who used to wake up at 7 to get their first Lightning Lane and decide to go into the park will now sleep in and make it so that rope drop isn't as crowded. That's my hope.
The thing is that before, we didn't care if one of ours was later in the day because it was free and you weren't necessarily caring if you got a ton out of it. But now that you have to pay for it, it's going to be kind of a pain if, like, you can't book after until you've used all 3. That's why I'm wondering if that will change it where...
I don't know.
But we'll wait and see what happens. There's still a lot up in the air.
Oh, Parker says you can book after you use the first one.
Yeah, see, I thought I saw that.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
It's not working.
Your what?
Fan.
Your fan?
Okay, I'll be up in a minute, okay? Go up.
I'll let you keep talking about this. I'll take care of
Okay.
them. So that's good to know.
Yeah, because
Oops, sorry, I bumped the
before,
camera.
if you couldn't book anymore until you'd used all of them, let's say your last one's not until like 6 o'clock at night, that means you're really not getting any use out of like paying for Genie Plus. So that's good to know that you can book after that first one, because then if you do have it first thing in the morning. So, yeah, that might actually make it decent. But we won't be back at Disney World probably for a little while because we have so many other things planned, so we won't really be able to put it to test. Yeah, someone said Susan hates mornings, but the golden hour is like awesome. Yes, it's worth getting up. That's why we wake up at 5:30 in the morning when we leave here, and we hate it, but then we enjoy it once we're in the park and it's not very busy.
Luke the Lego says, it's my first trip to Disney this coming August, and your vids have helped me so much. Oh, awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that. We always appreciate your encouragement, and whenever folks tell us that our videos have helped them, it means a lot to us. Last year, maybe not so much last year, but I just got done telling you all how November and December are slower times of the year for us. And maybe even last year, when I posted that Christmas lights video, I felt kind of bummed that people didn't like it as much as I hoped that people would.
Let us know if you want a Christmas lights video this year.
But it was the type of thing where occasionally we'll go through seasons where, not, like I said, not so much anymore because we're getting to the size where we get a lot more comments and things. But it could get depressing as a YouTuber. You're putting all this effort in, and especially when you're first getting started, the lack of receptivity to some videos. Like you went and you want to do something you thought would be really, really cool. In fact, this is a springboard to talk about why we don't go a lot of other places hardly anymore. And we used to go to the safari park all the time, and we would just film a day at the safari park. And we used to go to the zoo all the time. People have been asking us for San Diego content on occasion. Like we went to Seaport Village and filmed a whole day at Seaport Village. And we went to Old Town and filmed a whole day at Old Town. And we used to do that here on the channel. But what I've found is that not everybody likes those sort of videos. Obviously, some people like them. They ask for them, but not everybody likes them. And it really is depressing when you put, you know, your time and your effort into going somewhere, or like if we wanted to go to, we've talked about going to the aquarium in the Pacific. You know, you put in money to go somewhere, and then the video flops, and it's always a bit depressing. That doesn't happen to us too much anymore. Primarily because I've dialed in on the business side of things, mostly focusing on Disneyland content, and only occasionally, you know, do we do some other things. I go to the theme parks that work. Universal Studios works, Legoland works. SeaWorld used to work, not so much anymore, but the zoo, if I do guides, they work, but that's.
Maybe we should try doing a vlog to the zoo again soon.
Well, I told you I want to do one when the pandas are there, and we'll do a zoo video.
Well,
but
I'm sure we'll go back to Safari Park at some point too.
The whole conversation came about because once upon a time, we would go through these seasons where we would get depressed. And anytime I see your comments like, you know, keep at it, you helped me, they really do encourage us. In fact, the couple of you that have written us cards, like letters that you've sent to us at our P.O. box, I actually have kept those cards. And I said I'm going to keep these for a rainy day when I need some encouragement. So thank you guys. They really do. Your comments mean the world to us, and in keeping us encouraged. So we thank you.
Somebody asked what time we post our videos. They post at 3 p.m. Pacific time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, typically.
Jess is saying hello from Wollongong.
Yay,
Awesome, Wollongong. Yeah. Whereabouts in Wollongong? We lived there for a year, so we're pretty familiar with the area. Maybe Roar and Snore. You know, that's something that we've thought about. That would make a decent video. Also expensive, and if it flops, that would be like one of those situations where it's like, oh.
Thank you, Brady.
Huh?
I said thank you to Brady.
Oh, Brady, yes, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it.
We have thought about Roar and Storm. Temecula, it's an hour away.
That's all we can say about it.
Yes.
It's an hour away. We never go there.
We have actually never been to downtown Temecula, so we honestly really can't say anything about it.
Branson, Missouri. We came very close to going there once. I think the closest we got was Ozark. Is that?
Yeah, we were like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I've been to Branson. Branson is like family friendly Las Vegas in the South, essentially. Or like Myrtle Beach in the South. It's a lot of tourist places. It's a lot of like shows and stuff like that. It's actually really nice. Like, I loved it the one time we did go there. Have not been to Silver Dollar City. That was actually a decent place that I've heard is really, like, it's a nice theme park. So yeah, if you have a way of going to Branson, I would go for it.
When we were in Ozark, we went to Lambert's. That was the main reason. We were driving through. I think we were in like Springfield for the night, and we drove to Ozark just for Lambert's, because we used to live in Pensacola, Florida, and there's one in Foley, Alabama, about 30-40 minutes away from where we lived, and we went all the time. And Lambert's is like the best. Home of the throwed rolls. Love it.
If you don't know what Lambert's is, go Google it. It's a
Jess is from Fairy Meadow.
Oh, yes. We have been to Fairy Meadow.
Yep. We lived in Coromel for 8 months.
Yeah,
9 months. Something like that. Yeah. Oh, there's Lambert's in Austin, Texas, too?
Really? Really? Is that new?
Must be new.
Googling it.
She's Googling it. How do we end up in California?
That's not the same. That's just a Lambert's. That's a barbecue restaurant. That is.
Not the same. Lambert's, home of the throwed rolls. Lambert's Cafe. Look it up. They have rolls this big, and they literally chuck them at you.
Like, they hire people who are like
pitchers.
They
hire baseball pitchers to throw rolls halfway across. Like, I mean, we're talking halfway across the room. A good like 60, 70 feet. Yeah. They're just chucking them, and they're relying on you to catch them or hit you in the face. But it's awesome. Super fun place. Love Lambert's. Anyway, there was a question here. Where did it go? I wanted to see it. Oh, how do we end up in California? So I grew up in Pennsylvania. Amy grew up in Utah. we went to school in Florida, which is where we met, and then Amy always vacationed in San Diego growing up. Every summer they would come. In fact, her parents bought a condo down here, and they would come here every summer for vacation. And when her dad retired from Utah State University, they said that they wanted to move here permanently. And we knew they were moving here, so we moved here before them, about 6 months before them actually. Because when we graduated from college, it was either live near my family or live near her family. My family is in Pennsylvania, which is dreary and overcast 80% of the year with absolutely nothing to do. And San Diego is beautiful and sunny and warm weather most of the year with tons of stuff to do. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. And we moved back in the day and age when it wasn't actually that expensive to live here. Our first apartment here was only $900 a month. And I know that might sound like a lot to like somebody who's from Pennsylvania. But $900 a month wasn't bad at all. That same apartment now goes for about $2,000, maybe $2,400 a month, something like that. We also bought a house before everything went crazy. I couldn't afford to buy a house now. I couldn't. But we got in right before COVID, and our mortgage is less than a one-bedroom apartment rent. It's cheaper than the cost of a one-bedroom apartment anywhere else. In El Cajon, which is where we live, and El Cajon is one of the cheapest parts of San Diego to live in. So, you know, yeah, we just managed to I guess, you know, get things. I actually wish we'd have been able to, what?
Someone's like, do you know where you could get a $900 apartment?
North Dakota! I'm sure.
Sorry.
I wish we'd have been able to buy a house just 5 years earlier. When we first got that $900 a month apartment, we didn't have the money to buy a house at that time. And if we could have, for the same cost that we bought our house, which is a two-bedroom two-bedroom house, it's about 1,100 square feet. We could have bought a 1,800 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool house for the same cost as this one. And now the only thing that you can buy for the same cost that at our house that we bought our house for is a cardboard box under the bridge. I mean, that's the running joke, but that's the no joke. The housing costs here are ridiculous. We can't move anywhere. I would love to get a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house somewhere. Make it so that the kids can have their own room if they ever wanted their own room, or that I have an office space to work in, that sort of a thing. But we just can't afford it. There's no way it'll happen. Every time I even look at it, it's like, nope.
Hi.
Kitty.
Hi. Oh yeah, you're a little right now.
I think it's, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Eat Soph says that their mom is a huge Amy fan. Always loves seeing you in the videos.
Why did she just go bushy-tailed?
Have I ever been to Ventura? I've passed through it once, twice,
I've
at least twice.
Technically, because I've been to Six Flags.
At least twice.
Isn't that in Ventura County? It's in county.
There's another Six Flags?
No, I'm talking about Magic Mountain. Isn't that in Ventura County?
Is it?
I thought it was.
I don't think so. Is Santa Clarita County? Or is that the city? City in Los Angeles County. No, Santa Clarita is in Los Angeles.
Where's Ventura then?
Over by like Santa Maria area, like over that direction, that side of the things. What's the zoo? Isn't there a zoo that we wanted to go to before? Over that way?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. What's the major city over here by Ventura?
Ventura. Santa Barbara?
Santa Barbara, that's it. Santa Barbara Zoo. Thought about going to the Santa Barbara Zoo once. But that's where we've been. We've passed through there. We've actually taken the PCH all the way from Monterey to, well, it ends at Dana Point. So yeah, we've taken the PCH all. Well, actually, no, we didn't take it all the way to Dana Point. We took it to Santa Monica and then hopped on the 5 South. But we have taken the PCH a good chunk of that at least twice. We've done that drive now. We like Solvang. Every time we go up the PCH, we stop in Solvang. Where's Ryan? I need Ryan to chime in. He lives like 30 minutes from Solvang. He needs to go get.
Fair.
He needs to go get me some.
Able skeevers?
Some not able skeevers.
Pistachio bars.
Those wouldn't mail very well.
The pistachio bars.
He needs to go get me some Mortenson's Bakery almond bars.
That would mail well either.
Well, you can't.
It's covered in chocolate.
No. Just the not the chocolate ones. Just the ones that taste like almond.
Yeah, those type of chocolate.
Did they?
Too,
Oh
yeah.
well.
They wouldn't
I don't
mail
know.
very well either.
Have I been to Rainforest Cafe? Once upon a time, I used to love it.
And then they got rid of it.
Well, no, she's gonna eat those.
Brownie.
Our cat started to eat the little viewfinder discs. Or she was sniffing them anyway. I don't know if she was
playing
eating them.
with the bag.
Oh, playing. It's the plastic. She liked the plastic. I used to love Rainforest Cafe. The food is just so, but I love the ambiance. It was really great. It was a rainforest.
I think it's in, like,
lightning thunder.
There's one somewhere that has a ride.
Will we go to Knott's Berry Farm again? If we do, we're talking about it for like, sorry, maybe first or second week of August before the kids go back to school. That's
Maybe.
what we're just talking about it. We don't have any hard and fast plans, but. Oh, Able Skeever mix? Yeah, that would be great.
But you have to have an able skeever pan.
You have to be able to make Able Skeevers.
I don't have an able skeever pan.
Yeah, I can shout out Ian. Hi, Ian. He lives an hour away from Disneyland. Shout out to Ian. Are you going to do any? Oh yeah, Disney cruise. that got asked earlier.
Really?
We're just gonna work up to our first cruise before we do Disney cruise. But when
No idea.
we might be able to swing one for fall, but it might not be this fall because we have a lot of big expenses. I might need a new laptop soon for work purposes to put these videos together. Of course, mine's 5 years old, and while that might not sound bad, it's starting to have issues.
It's got personality.
Yeah, it's starting to have issues. I refuse to update the software. That would make it worse. If I love Apple, but the one thing that I don't like about Apple is that once your hardware starts to get too old, the software outpaces the hardware and makes the hardware like go kaput, and they force you to upgrade. So I haven't upgraded my hardware in a while, or my software in a while. And a few of my apps are starting to sorry, we can't update because you're not running the latest, Mac iOS or whatever. So I'm going to have to break down and do that, and Macs aren't cheap. So it's not something that can be helped. So I'm not sure that we can afford a cruise this fall, but we'll try to squeeze one in at some point. Our very first cruise, one of the ones that only costs $300 a person, not a Disney one that costs $1,500 a person. That one's gonna have to wait for a bit. Rick, thank you so much for the super chat. Would be cool if you made a video on hypothetical road trip places that you should check out. Oh yeah, but just bookmark Lambert's Cafe. That's awesome.
How would we do a video on that?
I don't know. I mean, that would just have to take a road trip.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So let me drop the video, in fact, so that you can watch it if you want to go back and watch it.
Someone's still on the channel?
Road trip.
Because I know you pulled some videos. So is that one still on there?
It's right here. Yeah,
Okay.
It should be. Oh no, it's unlisted
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
I
unlisted
thought
now.
you
Well,
listed that one.
I'll
Relist it?
yeah, I can relist it. Why not? It shouldn't hurt anything. I'll put it back on the channel. Public now, save. Okay. There we go. Road trip video back on the channel. You could search for it, or I'll drop a link in the comments. That's the road trip video, the link that I just put in there. So you want to check that out. It's a road trip that we took from San Diego to Pennsylvania. And you see everywhere that we stopped along the way. Went to Cadillac Ranch, which is the inspiration for Cadillac Range or Cadillac Mountains. And DCA, that's the backdrop for Radiator Springs Racers. And we went to the St. Louis Arch, and we did some other things too. Oh, one of the times we took a road trip, I don't know if it was in the video or not, but we went to, I don't think so. I don't think we put it in a video. I think it was a previous time before we had a YouTube channel. We went to the crater in Arizona.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that made it.
I don't think that made it into any sort of a video.
There was a lot of driving out of the way, though, for a big hole in the ground.
And then also, if you're interested, I will drop another video from that trip. This one is still live on the channel. I never unlisted this one.
Look at little Benjamin.
It's called Idlewild Park, and it is the 4th oldest theme park in the United States. And it was also voted best kids park in the world. By who? I have no idea. But it's the theme park that I grew up going to. You want to know where I got my love of theme parks? Watch that video. I lived 10 minutes away from this theme park, little theme park. But we went there all the time. It was, like I said, where I got my love of theme parks. And you can check out Idlewild Park. It's a pretty decent watch. We went there, well, probably 2 years ago now. Or was it last? No, yeah, 2022. It was 2 years ago. Huh, can't believe that.
I know, that's why I said no bangs.
Thank you, Brady, again. You are too kind. Another super chat. Now, what's your favorite food and ride at Disneyland?
And Disney World.
And Disney World. Oh.
There's too many.
That's a long question.
Well, you know your favorite ride at Disney World.
Favorite food at Disneyland? Watch tomorrow's video. Watch tomorrow's video.
It's a new favorite.
New favorite. Favorite ride at Disney World? Cosmic Rewind. Hands down. Favorite food at Disney World? You know, I really liked that pineapple ice cream thingy that I had from Tamu Tamu. That was pretty good.
What thing? Oh, the pineapple crisp.
Yeah, pineapple
sundae?
Crisp sundae. That was pretty
I
good.
was about to say, you also like the sandwich from Sleepy Hollow, but they've changed that now.
The spicy chicken sandwich. We didn't have that on this trip though. I'm trying to think of something that we had on this trip that is like, oh man, I would that pineapple crisp sundae. Immediately comes to mind. Trying to think of some other things that I really like though. I intended to. You know, everyone has the best intentions, right? But then other things come up. I had intended to put together a video of all of the food that we ate. One video highlighting all of the food and, like, you know, mentioning our top 5 or something like that. Because of course the video was the food was spread out across 10 different videos. But I wouldn't mind like doing
now I'm trying to remember all that
you know,
we ate.
Best snacks that we ate or best food that we ate. The truffle gnocchi. From the first night,
oh, yeah, you said
truffle gnocchi was my favorite meal. Oh man, was that so good. Have you had a good experience as a pass holder? I'm getting a Disney World annual pass. I know things are a bit different coast to coast, but you're generally happy with the benefits and value you get. I mean, the number one benefit for me is just the ability to go so often without having to pay. I mean, I go once a week. You factor in, I paid $1,600 for this pass. I don't know what the new price will be whenever I renew. I'm sure it's higher.
It's gonna go up.
But I paid $15.99. Paid $1,600 for my pass, just one, mind you, not factoring in all the kids and things. And I go at least 52 times a year. Sometimes I go twice. Like August 24th, I'll be going, and August 25th. That's 2 days, and that's two different days, but I go at least 52 days a year, at least 52. So if I factor that in here, that means $30 a visit. That's how much I spent, $30 a visit. Then parking, that's another huge thing. Disneyland charges $35 a day per parking, whatever, for parking. If I didn't have a discount with parking, that's 35 times those minimum of 52 visits. I would spend $1,800 in parking.
Even if you spent half of that.
$1,800 in parking. Yeah, even with Amy's pass, which is half of that, I would be spending $910 in parking. My pass only costs $1,600. So, I mean, between the fact that I can go as often as I go and how much parking I save, that's huge benefits. Even if we don't factor in the discounts on food and the little giveaways that they have every now and again are kind of lame. The best ones, why don't you go get it?
My tote bag?
Yeah, go get your tote bag.
I think it's full.
It's there's bound to be one that's not full. The best thing that they ever gave us was the tote bag, and Amy's gonna go get it. They once handed out these little like foam turning red paw prints, and I think they lasted like a week, and then they disintegrated.
No, they're up in the kids' room.
Oh, they're still up there?
Yeah, but they're not doing anything with them.
Okay, well,
And they handed out tote bags again, but they did it on a week when no one could go. Pretty much.
So, Amy uses these like
These are
every
my
week.
grocery bags.
Every week. We have
Because
4 of these.
California's annoying and makes you, pay for grocery bags every time you go.
Oh yeah, every time I leave California, I forget that bags don't cost 10 cents. Anytime you want to use a bag at the grocery store, you have to pay 10 cents for each of the bags here in California. So they want you to bring your own. And yeah, that's just lovely California in plastic for you.
So it says Inspire Keys $16.50.
$16.50. Oh, that's not too bad. That only went up $50. That's not too bad.
But I wonder if it's going to go up again in August, because I feel like passes always go up in August.
It's possible.
Like right before.
Hi, Pilani. Aloha. If you have a Disneyland annual pass, can you use it at Disney World?
No.
They used to have a pass called the Platinum Pass.
Premier.
Or Premier. Sorry, Premier Pass. This was back in the old annual pass
Before
days.
COVID.
They had a Premier Pass that worked at both. I almost considered it once. Almost did. But in order to make it worth it, we would have had to have gone to Walt Disney World twice in a year.
Well,
That was the only way it would have
either
been worth
that,
it.
or we figured out it would be more beneficial for the people who lived at Disney World.
Hey, Hunter.
Who,
Just giving a shout out.
came over to Disneyland maybe, like twice a year. Because honestly, Disney World gets kind of a better value out of their passes because they get it for 4 parks.
Thank you, Vince, so much for the super chat. Do you like Trader Sam's? And have you actually? I mean, we've never been. So unfortunately, I can't give you any reservation tips. That's somewhere that we need to go. What's your opinion? Should I pick Blue Bayou or Goofy's Kitchen? Goofy's Kitchen.
Goofy's Kitchen was fun.
Goofy's Kitchen was fun. Well, caveat though. The atmosphere is better in Blue Bayou.
Yeah.
The food is better in Goofy's Kitchen, in my opinion. Now, unless you buy the steak from Blue Bayou or the gumbo.
Yeah.
The steak or the gumbo at Blue Bayou, they're really good.
Well, the gumbo is an appetizer, so.
But you can get it.
Yeah.
I've heard that you can ask for a meal portion.
Really?
Yes, someone told me that.
What?
You can.
I would have done that.
You can ask for a meal portion of the gumbo. It'll be meal prices, like the $30
Yeah.
prices, but they'll give you a meal portion.
Why didn't
Yeah, I've heard that.
know that? I love their gumbo.
I just learned that about a month ago.
That's not.
So the gumbo and the steak are the best things at Blue Bayou. Everything else, we had 4 different dishes when we were there, and we didn't really like any of them, but except for the gumbo.
Yeah.
We didn't buy the steak because it's $50+, which is like.
But then again, Goofy's Kitchen is 50 plus.
Well, I know, that's what I'm saying. So
But you get more food at Goofy's Kitchen.
yes, because it's a buffet.
Buffet.
So Goofy's Kitchen's super fun though. We loved Goofy's Kitchen, and I loved all the food. A couple of people in the comments were like, "This looks like regular buffet food." It tasted better than regular buffet food, and if you were just looking at the pizza and the chicken tenders, yeah, every buffet's gonna have that because of picky eaters. But the stuff that they had for like
And the carving, the carving station.
it was all delicious. It was all delicious. What inspired me to start vlogging?
You just started recording our trips.
I'll go back to the very, very beginning. That would be an unwrapped video, which I can't find anymore. That used to belong on that was on YouTube. I've tried to find that video and I just can't find it anymore. Unwrapped was if you've never heard of it, a Food Network type show where they would go places and they would just give you behind the scenes info on food. And they did one at Walt Disney World that we were planning a trip to Walt Disney World, and we found that video, and it showed us like 15 different food items at Walt Disney World. Call it the first snack video on YouTube. It was a long, long time ago. Old days. Very bad graphics and everything like that.
Unwrapped?
Yeah. But it was like such a good video. And it was like, oh, I love this because I'm in the park. I didn't know that I could be in the park on YouTube. So I came across Tim Tracker because I started to look for people who were in the park. And Tim Tracker's been on YouTube for like 15 plus years. I think he might be like the first Disney vlogger. And so we came across Tim Tracker, and we watched Tim Tracker religiously. Loved all of his videos, and I was such a big Tim Tracker fan that I actually bought a video camera to film our trips, because what I found was I'd just been using my little digital camera before that, and I took a lot of pictures. We've always taken pictures on our Walt Disney World trips. Always took pictures. But I would occasionally take a video, And they were really bad quality video, but when we would always look through our previous trips to remember what we did. And those 4 or 5 videos amongst the sea of 200 pictures, I always liked the videos more than the pictures because I felt more there. So I thought, well, Tim Tracker took a camera into the park. I'm gonna take one too. So I bought a video camera, a little handy cam, the one that, you know, with a like a sleeve that goes on the other side and it flips out, and you know, one of the oldie type cameras. This is how long ago it was.
Terrible quality.
And terrible quality. And I filmed our first trip on that handy cam, and we still have all the videos and we still watch them, and it was great. And then we started watching more YouTubers. We started watching Nate from Paging Mr. Morrow. We started watching Super Enthused, Jackie, and those 3, Tim Tracker, Paging Mr. Morrow, and Super Enthused, were the ones who inspired me to like step it up a little bit, like do a little bit better than I could. And I started filming and editing our trips. Instead of just having all this raw footage sitting on my laptop, I edited them into, you know, day 1, day 2, and I put them on YouTube. And you can still watch those videos from way back in 2020.
I thought you unlisted those.
I don't think the 2020 ones got
No, they're
unlisted.
not unlisted?
I don't think
Okay.
so. I think the 2020 ones are still there, like one of the oldest videos on the channel. And I put those on YouTube more or less just so that I didn't have to store them on my computer. And nobody watched them. I'm just going to be honest with you. Nobody watched them. They gained like 100 views total. That wasn't the purpose anyway. But I also occasionally put other things, like when we went to the zoo, and I would film our day at the zoo because I wanted to put them on YouTube to remember. I wanted to remember our day. And we went to the zoo like a week after it reopened from being closed for COVID. And I put a video out that was just what's open at the San Diego Zoo after COVID. And again, we had like 10 subscribers, 11 subscribers, and the best video on our channel had 100 views at the time. This video like exploded. It got like 10,000 views in like a week because everybody wanted to know what the zoo was like after COVID. So I went to the safari park and did the same thing. I went to SeaWorld and did the same thing. And all 3 of those videos exploded. I mean, they got to like 40,000 views within 6 months, which for a little no-name channel that doesn't have any subscribers, that was great. And so that's kind of what kickstarted our YouTube journey. It was meant initially to just be a backup system for our family videos. That turned into something that could be, as it is now, a full-time job. So yeah, that's kind of the journey. I know that was I probably spent 10 minutes answering that question, but why do I unlist some videos? Great question. So I don't want to bore you with the details.
You're gonna bore them with the details.
I don't want to bore you with the details. But suffice it to say, if somebody discovers my channel because of a Disneyland video, and then YouTube recommends them, say, my road trip video, right? They're not going to want to watch their road trip video because they only wanted to watch the Disneyland videos. And so they would not watch the road trip video. And YouTube would try a couple of times to get them to watch this road trip video. And after enough times of that person not watching the road trip video, YouTube just says, I give up. I'm not going to show you any more of SoCal Disney Dad's videos because you don't want to watch them. And what I was finding was our channel was so all over the place. Disney, zoo, safari park, Legoland, road trip, this, that, whatever, all over the place. Old Town in San Diego, Coronado. It was so all over the place that it was destroying our, what they call watch through, where someone binges the channel. They watch one video, and then they watch 2, and then they watch 3, and they watch 4, and they watch 5, and then they watch 10, and now they're watching 50. Having this scattered sort of thing. So I enlisted all the ones that didn't do very well. If a video performed poorly, I unlisted it so that nobody could be shown that poor performing video and then decide they don't want to watch any more SoCal Disney Dad. Anything that performed really well, I left on the channel. But if it was a poor performing video, I unlisted it. And so that's... I'm not going to get into any more detail than that. I could talk for another hour on it, but I'm not gonna bore you. That's the best that I could explain. It is. You're right, Susan. YouTube is such a science. It is. It absolutely is. The difference between somebody starting a channel and making it, and starting a channel and not making it, is simply a lack of time and effort spent to understanding how YouTube works. You could listen to all the Mr. Beast videos where he talks about how to start a YouTube channel, and they're all the same things. You have to understand the algorithm. You have to know the research. And so you can't just start a channel and put videos up and hope everything works. That's just not the way it works. There is absolutely a ton of stuff that goes into understanding how it works.
Thank you, Angelo.
Oh, thank you, Angelo, for the super chat. We appreciate all your wonderful content. I love all your videos. Thank you. We always appreciate, like I said, always appreciate the comments. My wife and I saw your Goofy's Kitchen video. Do you think you'll go back there for breakfast? No, and here's why. If I'm going to go to a character breakfast, I want it to be Plaza. There are 3 of them. You've got Storytellers, Goofy's, and Plaza. We've already been to Goofy's Kitchen. We've never done the Plazas. And so if I am going to do a breakfast, it's going to be at the Plaza. Wouldn't you agree?
Either there or Storytellers.
I think, but Plaza's in the park, so
In the park,
I've never done the Plaza, so I think I'd really like to.
At the same time, we always tell people to like not waste the morning though, like eating.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter
But
for
then
us.
again, I wonder if you could get like a 10 o'clock reservation. Like, does it go that late?
Oh, yeah. It goes until 11 p.m. So
11 a.m.
11 a.m., sorry. Plaza shuts down at 11 a.m. and reopens at 12 as a quick service. So from 11 to 12, they're closed. But breakfast is served at the Plaza until 11 a.m. So you could absolutely
So
have
if I
a
ever
brunch.
did it, I'd probably want to do like
Well, again, for
9:45
us,
or 10,
it wouldn't
yeah.
matter because we're up there
I
all
know,
off.
but we still like taking advantage of the golden hour.
As a recommendation for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I make my thumbnails? Photoshop. I have been using Adobe Photoshop since I was like 13. So what's that? 24 years. Am I 37?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think I'm 37. I was born in 87. I'm
Yeah, I
37.
think
No,
you're
I
right.
turned 37 this year. I'm 36. See? I forgot how old I am. I'm 36. I turned 37 this year. I have been using it for 23 years. And yeah, so Photoshop is like my jam. I make everything myself. I do a lot of cutouts. I love cutouts. If you can't tell, I love cutouts. So, let's see here. If you go to Trader Sam's, order the Krakatoa Punch. All right, duly noted. Staff does something cool. Is it non-alcoholic?
It's probably alcoholic.
Because if it's
though.
alcoholic, I won't drink it. I don't
That's
do
not,
alcohol.
do they even have any non-alcoholic drinks? Let me Google. Looking it up. We probably need to wrap.
What pass should I get when I move to Orange County for school? Whatever pass works for your schedule. The Imagine Key is the most affordable, but it has the most blackout dates, and it has almost no weekends. So if you're close enough where you can pop into the park for the evening from like 6 to close, then absolutely the Imagine Key will be fine for you if you're close enough to do that. If you are not close enough to do that, or if you need to go on weekends, then you're going to need a pass that that allows weekends. Right now, even the Believe Key that Amy has keeps taking weekends away.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
But it's the one that has the most weekends that's not the full-on open pass, the Inspire Key. So that's what Amy and the kids have, because we need weekends. That's just a fact of the matter, we need weekends.
We used to, when the kids, like when James was little, before they were in school full-time, we had one of the cheaper ones because we could go up weekdays. We would go up like one weekday a month.
Well,
back
and
then.
the job that I had at that time was I got 1 day off a month. That was the way that they did their PTO. I mean, you could roll it over and things, but you got 1 day a month, so 12 days a year. And I just always used that 1 day a month to go to Disneyland. It's just what we did. And Amy wasn't working at the time. She was a stay-at-home mom. And so, yeah, we could just go during the weekdays. It was no problem. Now that both of the kids are in school, she decided to go back to work, and she's working at their school. But because of that, she now works 5 days a week. So she could take time off, but they have so few aides that it would put a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, I think
if she missed
I
work.
took off 1 day last year, and that was it.
And you felt guilty about doing that.
I did feel guilty about that. I enjoyed it one time because we went up to Disneyland, just the two of us that day. And I was fine once I got up there, but I did feel guilty for taking it off.
Oh, Susan, wonderful suggestion. I would, I mean, I don't know how I could actually do all of that, but I just got an idea that's sort of a spin-off of that. She says, can you do a millennial-themed video where you only do stuff that was opened when you were born? So, like, you know, old camera, no phones. So what that means is we could go get one of the little twisty snap cameras that we could take. Obviously, I can't go no phones, because how am I going to film the video for you if I don't take my phone? But we can absolutely try to do some fun things like that. But what I was thinking, this is the fun spin-off. Find everything that was open in 87. So if the ride opened after 87, we can't do it. So we have to do stuff that was before then, like Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Snow White. We'll take Snow White, even though it was rethemed. Peter Pan, you know, all these oldie.
All right, Peter Pan.
all the old things, and this was what was at Disneyland the year I was born.
Oh, I was like, where's your phone? But we're using your phone. It's
Yeah.
like, man.
That would be super fun. So I got to write that down. That's a really great idea. So we're trying to do more long-form content. After we got back from Walt Disney World, you guys said, I love these hour-long videos.
We were shocked.
And yeah, we were shocked. I honestly didn't think you'd watch an hour long. I thought people would be like, oh, that's too long. I'm not watching that. You guys floored us watching all of those and loving the long-form content that we're trying to do more of it now. So in order to make the vlogs not get boring, because I felt like we used to do vlogs all the time. Actually, we used to do vlogs all the time. But they would be the same thing. We'd rope drop Space Mountain, we'd go to Haunted Mansion, we'd ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, in that order, every single time. That it was like, got really boring for you guys. So, doing things like, you know, can we ride all the rides in one day? Or can we, letting James pick all the rides? Or, you know, what we did yesterday, doing all the rides in alphabetical order.
Or as much as we could.
Or as much as we could. All the rides in alphabetical order. Do the thing we talked about earlier with the random wheel thing. Letting a random wheel pick what rides you go to next. I think that those types of ideas will help keep the vlogs interesting. And doing a day where we only ride things that were open in 1987, I think that would be an awesome one. Ride only things open in 1987. Okay, I wrote it down. It is in my idea file. I literally have a list of about 50 videos that I've had this working list for a while. I slowly work things off. Sometimes other things come up, but any ideas you guys have, I'm always happy to take them. For sure. Somebody wants to know the backstory of you and Orange Bird, and I'll let you answer that while I disappear again.
I have no idea, actually. I thought he was cute, and got, you know, my t-shirt a few years ago, and then they started noticing more merchandise for Orange Bird, especially when you're in Epcot, because he's like the mascot for Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. And so, yeah, when we went out this last time and I saw that Loungefly, I was like, ooh, that might be my one souvenir from this trip. And then, sure enough, I was really excited to find out that because we went towards the end of the festival, it was on sale. And so I think I got it for like 40% cheaper than it normally would be. But, yeah, so there's not really like a huge backstory. It's just I thought he was cute and, you know, got excited about him. Yeah, we've talked about doing an I pick everything video. The only thing is I think it would be very similar to what we normally do, but maybe I can come up with some other thing to pick instead of just like the order of the rides. I don't know. We got to get creative with if I pick stuff because.
Oh yeah, people have mentioned that have Amy pick, but like Amy and I pretty much always
pick the same thing.
While you don't necessarily see it on camera, when we decide what ride we're going to, we always talk it through. So anytime that I'm quote unquote picking something, it's something that we decided on together. So I mean, it's pretty much that. I'm not sure that. Is there anything that you would do that I wouldn't? Like that this is my favorite ride and we never ride it because you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Is there anything that I prevent you from doing because
no, but I like the swings and you hate them, but
well, you just go and ride them on your own,
yeah,
and I just sit in a park bench. Like we did ride them on James's day, so it's not like we don't ride them. I'm trying to think. There's pretty much every ride we'll ride,
except Guardians.
And there's not like a show that you love that like we won't ever go to or something, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I'd have to
Yeah,
if I pick
it's
something.
hard.
If we do something where I do something for a day,
Solo
we'd
trip.
have to come up with something else.
Yeah, solo trip, Rebecca. That's actually on my list. I have a here's a list. I'll just read them to you, just if you're curious. I want to rank every food item we ate at Walt Disney World. I mentioned that earlier. Top 10 rides at the Disneyland resorts on my list. 10 worst rides at Disney California Adventure. There's only 18 rides there, so that one wouldn't be hard. I just spitballing ideas down here. Top 10 rides at Walt Disney World across all 4 theme parks. 10 worst rides at Walt Disney World across all 4 theme parks. 10 fastest rides at Disneyland. Eating our favorite foods at Disneyland. Oh, eating the favorite foods of Disneyland cast members. This is an interesting food video that I want to do, where we go every place that we go to eat, when we go to order food, I ask the person at the register, what's your favorite item? And whatever they say, that's what I get. And that's a video that I've thought about doing. So eating the favorite foods of Disneyland cast members. 15 things that you need to do on your first trip to Disneyland. So first trip is on here. Riding all the rides in alphabetical order. Did that one. Kids rank the rides. Somebody would like to see the kids rank the rides. Tips for visitors from overseas. So an international visiting video. We have a Disneyland first time food. So food that you have to have when you're visiting, coming for the first time. We sort of did. We did a best snacks video, but we didn't do necessarily a like, this is iconic, this is what you have to get. That sort of thing. Ultimate guide to visiting Disneyland solo. Also have top 10 tips for visiting Disneyland with a large group. So,
like the group we had on
Jungle Cruise yesterday. So we're in line, and you know how they have 2 different lines, and they take one line and fill the left side of the boat, and they take the other line and fill the right side of the boat. Well, we're in the line for the left side, and they weren't taking anybody, and they took only people from the right side, and then they started taking people from the right side and filing them into the area where people from the left side sit. And we heard one of the cast members say, sorry folks, we'll get you on the next one. This party has 27 people in it. We're like, 27 people. Imagine going to Disney with 27 people. Tips for visiting Disneyland with a large group. The largest group I've ever visited Disneyland with, or not Disneyland, rather Disney World, was 13 people. The most I've ever gone to Disneyland with was like 6, I think. I haven't really done a huge group at Disneyland, but I do have experience doing it at Disney World, and I know all about the headaches of navigating 3 different family groups and trying to get them to coordinate, because I'm the planner. I mean, you probably figured that out by now, right? I'm the coordinator. When we go as like a family, like extended family and all, I'm the one that they rely on to figure out where we're going, what we're doing, what we're planning, and that sort of thing. And it's like, okay, we need to be at the park at 8 a.m. Yeah, the one family group doesn't show up till 9:30. So we're not waiting for them. We just go in and we ride rides. And then we're on a ride or waiting in line for a ride, and they call us, okay, we're here now. Oh, well, we're in Jungle Cruise. We're getting on right now. Ride's about 7 minutes. Just come over here and wait for us. We ride the ride, we get off. We call them, hey, where are you? Oh, we got tired of waiting. We went over to Big Thunder Mountain and we're standing in line now. It's like, how long is the wait? Oh, it's about 35 minutes. And while some people might say, well, you could just go join them, right? No, that's not the way. We don't like that. We are the type of people who you will have all your party together before you enter the line. We're not going to be those people that go and meet up with our party that has already waiting in line. No, we're not going to be those people. That's just not us. But anyway. Yeah, imagine being the cast member of SLO, 27 guests. Just to put it out there, 9 o'clock is usually when we end. So 7 minutes from now, I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. But 7 minutes and we'll start wrapping it up here. Is DVC worth it? I'm not DVC. We talked about that a little bit earlier. You probably weren't here. I don't necessarily want to belabor it again, but it's something that you have to calculate. That's all I'm going to say. It could be right for some people and not right for others. You just have to know how often you can go, how much you can afford, and you run the calculations for yourself. That's all I could say. What camera do you use? And is it easy to get used to talking to the camera? As far as what camera, that's an easy question. I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max. I should probably upgrade at some point. That's another expense. But I don't need to. This one works just fine for right now. And as far as getting used to being in front of the camera, I am a very shy and introverted person that does not come across on the camera. Because I have no problem answering your questions and talking to the screen. Very easy for me to do that. Well, not easy. It came with time, and this is the where I'm getting at. Watch some of my videos from 3 years ago when we first got started. Not that great. Not that expressive. Pretty shy and reserved. You will never watch my first vlog, which was the ones that we told you about from Walt Disney World, my Handycam ones. No, this is me. We're at Disney today. It's Monday. We're going to Magic Kingdom. And at the time, I felt like I was really expressive. Watching it in replay, I sound like Eeyore. I will say this, that when you're on camera, you always have to be overexcited. That when you watch it in playback, it doesn't come off as too much, but to you it feels like too much. So you have to be more emotive.
Someone wants you to repost that.
Oh. You want me to post it? I might show you a clip someday. How's that? I'll put a clip in a video, but I am absolutely not posting that whole video. Where was I going? Oh, as far as I was talking about the camera and getting used to being in front. The introverted thing. Yeah, so if you meet me in the park, I have no problem meeting you and saying hi. I love to do that. We say that all the time. We even talked about it earlier in this live. But if depending on how you are, we might be a little awkward together. I absolutely need an extroverted person to carry a conversation. So if you are an extrovert, we will get along just swell. We will have a 5-minute conversation if you want to have that 5-minute conversation. If you also are introverted,
it's a little awkward sometimes.
I'd be like, oh, hi, how are you? Great to meet you. And I have a couple of list of questions that I generally ask, like, where are you from? How long are you visiting? Once we get past those questions, if they don't know how to, step away from the conversation, we both just kind of stare at each other for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, it was great meeting you. And then we kind of, it feels kind of awkward sometimes because, again, I'm very introverted. But if you're extroverted, we'll have no problem. And I'm still willing to say hi to you if you're introverted. Please don't let that turn you away. But I just want to explain that if you feel like you have an awkward interaction with me sometimes, that might be why. I saw that recently in Reddit, actually. Somebody met Fresh Baked. And they said that they felt that he was really odd and kind of came off as rude. He's not rude. And I've just learned this. I had to meet him 5 times before he knew who I was. And I introduced myself every time. And the first 5 times, it was just like, oh, hi. And then, he just, the one time he just kind of blew me off. But it's not that. It's just that he's He's really introverted. He's more introverted than I am, and that's saying something. So once I got to know him, though, now he'll talk to me and he'll talk my ear off. But and that's the way I am. Once I get to know you, I talk your ear off. Who is that person? Oh, Rebecca. Yeah, Jeremy, her brother Jeremy. Yeah, I could talk with Jeremy, no problem. I could talk with Jeremy. Jeremy is great to meet, and if he ever meets me, I'm happy to talk to Jeremy. Super happy to do that. So, but anyhow, for your YouTube videos, do you separate fun from work, or does it mix? Do you want to take this one?
I mean, it kind of mixes. I mean, it depends. If he goes up by himself, that's pretty much all work. Like
Shout out to Fresca Mangoes.
Yes. So like on, this Saturday when he goes up, he probably won't ride any rides. He will probably just be mostly doing work stuff. However, when we're up there as a family, like, we're going for fun. Like, we're not just going up to do work videos and turn around and go back home. We will usually be up there, until about 7 o'clock in the evening having, fun. Now, that doesn't mean, don't stop, think that you can't stop us. We have noticed, besides yesterday was kind of an exception, but usually we've noticed that, like, if I'm with him and the kids are with us, he doesn't get stopped near as much as, like, when he's by himself. When he's by himself, it's like, he'll get stopped all the time. It's like, no, you guys feel free. Like, we don't mind, even if we're all together, like, you stopping us. We're used to it. The kids are even used to it at this point.
Amy's the extrovert, so DJ Gig Logs, DJ Swift said that they met me and felt that our interaction was kind of odd. And Mandy just above says that she can't wait to have an odd interaction with me. Like, oh, Mandy. But yeah, when Amy is with me, she absolutely makes it a lot easier to carry the conversation. In fact, when we met Michelle Rowe, I know she was in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still here. But I mostly just stood in the back while Amy and her, like, chatted during that conversation. Yeah. I talked too, but I do let her carry the conversation when we're together, because she's the extrovert, and that's why we go together, because she carry, like, anytime we do anything social, I want Amy there. Like, if we're going to a party, I'll just follow Amy wherever she's going, because I don't want to be caught alone. I don't want awkward conversations. But Monica asking the followers to pick things that, something that we could do. I have asked them to pick, like, what food item I eat or what ride to do here and there. But maybe we do a series of polls, one a day for like 2 weeks straight, where you guys plan the whole day, where I give you a couple of options for where we go for rope drop. And then we see what wins, and then afterwards we have poll number 2. And we see, where we go. Okay, we're going to Space Mountain first. Where are we going after Space Mountain? Or what do we eat for breakfast? I think let's do that. I'll write that down as something. That's going to take a while to prep, but still. Viewers.
Someone asked about the kids. I always say James is more introverted.
Via polls.
I mean, it depends. Like, once it's probably the same as him. Once he knows somebody, like at school, he's very much a talker at school, like at recess and stuff. But he is more introverted. He's very shy sometimes, especially, sometimes meeting people. Whereas Benjamin's Mr. Social Bug, who will
Benjamin is the extrovert.
Yes. Benjamin's definitely extroverted.
He is the type of person who he knows every single kid in his grade. And every time he sees them, he says hello or says goodbye to them, or like he just
by name.
Yeah, by name. He knows them all. They all know him. Like the number of people that know Benjamin, I'm like, who was that? He's like, oh, that's so and so from my class, or that's so and so from KB or KA, because they have multiple classrooms. So kindergarten A, kindergarten B, kindergarten C, and he knows what class they're in, and he's he's our little social butterfly.
We need to wrap up.
Yeah, we do need to wrap up. We're after 9 o'clock now. Somebody asked how often we do lives a little while ago. It had been 6 months from, I think we did one in November, and then the next time we did one was June, so 7 months. But because the last one and this one now have done so well, and what I mean by done so well, there's 150 of you still on. I think that's the lowest we've seen it all day at 150 of you. 3 hours into this chat. If you are still here, like if you have been watching
this whole time,
the whole 3 hours, please sound off in the comments, because I want to applaud you and thank you so much for hanging out with us this whole time. We used to do live streams and we would struggle to get 20 people on, and we would struggle to get questions, so that we'd be sitting around not knowing what to say or what to do. So that's why we stopped doing lives. But so long as you guys are going to keep showing up, and so long as you guys have questions, we want to answer them. And so, yeah, if you guys keep showing up, we'll keep doing lives. We're just going to do them once a month right now. Maybe we'll increase that pace a little bit later on, but once a month right now is all we're going to aim for.
We've had like 8 to 10 people here the whole time.
Wow, yeah.
I'm shocked, guys.
Been here the whole time. You guys are awesome. Let's see here. On and off. Jacqueline's been here on and off. Metaplastic has been watching the whole time, but hasn't commented, but that's okay. Susan was a little late, but has been watching a lot. Go, Nick's Chick, Gigi, Tran, MBFF, Nerdified, all of you here hanging out. Oh, thank you. I'm seeing all the handshakes there. The handshakes, people who have been hanging out too. Jill, Barbara, David, Garcia. Rebecca's ate dinner while watching us, so fun. Anyway, thank you guys all for hanging out and showing up. I don't know when the next live stream's going to be. It's just going to be when we can work it into our schedule, but it'll probably be in August. Our cats are chasing each other around the house right now, so if you hear a crash, it's because they knocked the light out over. They didn't, but they came very close to knocking the light over. But we'll do another one in August. Absolutely, and I'll try to announce it a little bit earlier. I had meant to announce this one sooner than just yesterday, just to give you guys a heads up, but I didn't know if it was going to happen or not, because this week is a busy week in preparation for next week, which is also a busy week. But we managed to squeeze it in today, and so yeah, we'll do another one in August. I hope you all come back and join with us. If I didn't answer your question and you wanted us to answer your question, don't forget, if it's super important, you can drop it in the comment of any video on the channel, and even if it doesn't have anything to do with what the video is about. And I'll try to answer it as best I can. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. And as always, we will see you again next time. I got to figure out how to close out of this thing again. Oh, there it is. There's an X. Yep. All right. See ya. Have a good night.